Sip-All. Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. Early Break, full show ahead. We'll have Sean Callahan next segment. We will talk about all things Nebraska football and more. We have the mailbag. You want to get your questions into earlybreak937@gmail.com. You can go ahead. Hello to you.
Good morning, Jake. How are you?
I'm fine. I went to Top Gun last night. Went to Top Gun Maverick.
All right. Hey,
And I should say this: you need to go to that movie. I know you're busy, but you can find time to go for 2 hours and 15 minutes in some day up ahead.
Yeah.
You know what? You like it. You really like it. It was really, really good.
Can you expand on that?
Well, do you want me to ruin the movie for you or what?
No, I'd like to know a couple things. How many people were in the theater?
Well, here's the deal. It has been out for over a month. I think this has been out since late May, and it's late June right now. It's over a month. Theater was packed. Theater was packed. Now it was a, it's $2. It's cheap movie Tuesday in Lincoln, so all the theaters are like $5 to go to a movie.
Yeah.
But it was still packed.
Good.
I looked at all 4 theaters to try to find a ticket last night, and they all had seats, but like only a couple. Like there was only one theater that had 2 tickets together that weren't in the first or second row.
Where was that?
That was at Edgewood at 56th and Highway 2, just north of that.
Yeah. Nice job by you to find that.
I was lucky.
Yeah.
I got the 5th row, so I was midway in the theater on the right side.
Yeah, the crowds might scare me away a little bit. I'm gonna have to keep waiting a couple weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll probably stay there. Now, listen, Gus is always disappointed with a lot of the things I say. I don't know, Gus. I just don't like crowds.
You used to like going to movies, though. You talked about on this show a couple years ago about liking going to movies.
I love going to movies, but I haven't been to a movie since the pandemic.
We can go back to movies.
That's time to go back.
Yeah, it's time to go back.
Yeah, this would be a good one. Gus liked it. Okay, that's one question.
I haven't seen anybody in the world that has disliked the movie. I have not seen a negative review. I'm waiting for it to be the guy that says, "Okay, that was not that good," but it was wonderful. It was a wonderful movie. Very, very good.
I had an occasion to talk to Turner Corcoran. We can Huskerize everything. Everything.
Don't have to, but you can.
He was going for the 3rd time.
Smart.
Yeah.
I might go again. It was that good.
It was that good. Was it without giving away everything? What made it so good in your eyes?
Well,
just be smart. You can do this.
I just thought they used the first Top Gun. They brought that back in terms of a storyline.
Okay, but
the son of Goose is there, Rooster.
Did you have
He's
to
very involved in the movie.
Did you have to see the first one to enjoy the second? Okay.
No, you did. No.
Okay.
And if you hadn't seen the first one in a long time, you would, I don't think it would even matter because they bring back the important things for the movie to show you, hey, what's going on with this memory from Tom Cruise, Maverick, and why is this causing him some pain or bringing back something from the past? And I think they did a very nice job.
So he delivers.
He delivers. He delivers. The whole cast delivers. It was a really, really good movie. I encourage you to see it. I encourage listeners to see it. I'm curious if you've seen it out there, 402-464-5685. Does everyone feel the same way as me? Because like I said, on social media, I have not seen anybody provide a negative review because I can't do it. I can't do it. I tried to go in saying, all right, I'm going to find a critique of this movie that wasn't very good. And I would say the only thing that if you wanted to bring up a thing that someone might criticize, like the place they're attacking, they're not very clear of whose base it is.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they ever make that clear.
Right, which I think is fine. You don't need to bring any sort of problems like that into the world that don't exist.
Yeah.
So I was
fine
with it, but that was the one thing. If you want to criticize, like who are they attacking? Whose base is this? Who's firing at them? You don't get that answer, but I think that's okay in this instance.
Okay,
but.
Well, you know what? I'll go see it.
Will you though?
You know me well, so that's a fair question. It's a fair question. You know me well. I'm already going to nip this Tom Petty thing in the butt. I can't go tonight. That's tonight, right?
No, it's tomorrow night.
Oh, tomorrow night's possible.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night's possible. And what I'm making reference to is
Yeah, I saw this last week and I bought tickets immediately because it was only like $25. Tomorrow night at the Bourbon Theater,
Yeah.
there is a Tom Petty like tribute concert, basically with Steve. Is it Ferroni or Ferrone?
I think it's one of those.
Okay, Steve Ferroni,
Yes.
who
I think it's Ferroni. We've heard him on Sirius.
yes,
You've heard
he's
him.
on Tom Petty radio
Yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
and then a local band Voda will be also singing with that, doing some of Tom Petty's songs. So I'm curious how that sounds. I've got anything with a Tom Petty tribute that has
A
somebody
real-
like Steve Ferroni
Yeah,
with it.
real
I'm
band
gonna
member.
go to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. I might be able to talk into
It's
that.
$25.
You know, I don't want to be out too late, but that wow. Yeah. I might be able to you might be able to talk me into that. And Top Gun, yeah, I think that's possible.
I don't know why you wouldn't
I
wanna
don't
go to
have a
Top
real
Gun.
busy weekend.
Then Top Gun, do
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
The theater should not be horribly bad because it's been in for over a month
Right.
now.
Yeah.
So you have a chance to get a decent spot.
I think it's a good idea.
From Kurt in Kentucky on the text line.
Yeah, hello, Kentucky.
Yeah, how about that? Top Gun Maverick, best sequel, just as good, if not better than the first. Very well made.
All right.
It was.
All right. I gotta go.
And you know who's in the movie? John Hamm. You like John
Yeah.
Hamm
Yeah, John
from
Hamm. Yeah.
from Mad Men?
Yeah, I like him.
John Hamm's in the movie. I
Good.
didn't expect that going in. I like John Hamm.
Can you say anybody else who's in the movie?
Miles Teller.
Okay.
He plays Rooster.
Okay.
Who is Goose's son.
Okay.
Who I'm not going to tell you the storyline there,
Yeah,
but,
do not.
but he's very, very involved in the movie. He's
Okay.
important, a very important figure in the movie.
Was there cheering in the?
No, I thought there was some laughing. There was moments where it was generally funny,
Yeah.
and so we'd all laugh, and
Yeah.
so that was kind of fun collectively as a group
Collective laughter.
to laugh.
Yeah.
And then it becomes serious. And you hush there.
And the movie experience is back to normal.
I thought it was normal. Yeah, there's no masks. You're not sitting 5 feet
Right.
apart.
Right. You're
Concessions are all the way back. Like it feels like you're back in 2019
okay. That you've sold me.
when you went to a theater before.
You've
There's
sold me.
literally nothing different right now than what it was in 2019
It's kind of sad when I think about it.
pre-pandemic.
I haven't been to a movie. I haven't been to a movie theater since the pandemic. That's sad.
Well, it's time to change that.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick. Go 464-5685. John in Des Moines.
John, hello.
John in Des Moines he's a critic on things.
Yeah.
Song of the day. What we say in the show, very critical.
Oh, he's very fair.
Well, he's complimentary and critical.
yeah, he's
as
very
he should be.
fair. Yeah.
John says Top Gun Maverick was a very good movie and worth seeing.
Okay.
So if you can't trust my words, at least trust Kurt in Kentucky and John in Des Moines.
Yeah. Thank you guys for weighing in. Thank you guys for being up with us in this gorgeous early morning in Lincoln. Thank you to everybody. I mean, we've had good listenership throughout the summer when it's usually
We
dead.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Really
Big time.
appreciate it.
Joe
Yeah.
P says, I'm not one to buy digital copies anymore, but when that is released on DVD, I'm buying it right away. It was so good.
Wow. Wow.
Listen, I don't talk about going to movies that often because
Right.
I don't go very often, but I knew this was a movie I wanted to see for a long time. Everyone has said it's awesome, and it is indeed awesome.
Okay.
So go.
Let's talk about Ohio State.
Well, yeah, let's talk about Ohio State. The Buckeyes, Sip,
Yes.
are proving again why I believe and why this is becoming more clear that Nebraska is going to have to really dominate in the transfer portal to get their guys, because the last 2 days they have added not just one, but 2 5-star wide receivers, not just players, but receivers. They land Carnell Tate on Monday, and they land 5-star receiver Brandon Innes yesterday. So that is now 2 straight days of a 5-star commit at wide receiver for Brian Hartline and the Ohio State Buckeyes in the receiving core. Life is good for the Buckeyes, and I just think that unless Mickey Joseph can work miracles and get guys like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, who were not 5 stars, they were 3 and 4 stars, develop them into great players. You're not going to get 2 5 stars coming to Nebraska to play football.
Well, nobody does, though, except for Texas and Ohio State. In the era, okay, This is according to 11warriors.com, Jake. You're overreacting to this, by the way, and I'll get to that.
That's typical.
In the era of composite recruiting rankings, it's a wonderful era, by the way. I'm glad I exist in the era of composite recruiting rankings. In the era of composite recruiting rankings, Texas is the only school that has ever signed multiple 5-star wide receivers in 2 different recruiting cycles. Texas is the only one. Okay. Ohio State hasn't signed them, and they're not, and will they still be 5-star players in December? That's the question. So Ohio State hasn't become the second school to do it because they haven't done it yet. But they will. They probably will. And I will tell you, you're overreacting. It doesn't mean that much. Texas is probably the best example of that. Who cares?
Well,
why is it a big
Ohio
deal?
State's
I'd be a lot worried.
I'd be a
lot. Just hold on. I'd be a lot more worried if they were if you showed me a story where they just signed their second 5-star tackle or their second 5-star edge rusher. They signed a bunch of little receivers. That's great. I mean,
disparage the receivers again. I'm not. You remember Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson? Were they the biggest guys in the world? I think they were terrorizing off defenses across the country.
I didn't mean to disparage size. These guys aren't that small. Tate 6'2", 175. It's just they're signing receivers. Of course they are. They're receiver U at this point. It doesn't change my outlook on Ohio State one bit either way. I mean, it's good. But I don't know. Texas in 2010 signed Mike Davis and Darius White. I don't even know what they do. How are those guys?
Don't know.
Yeah. See, I mean,
it's a different story though. Ohio State actually gets their guys to do stuff, to actually perform.
Okay. So schools who have signed multiple 5-star receivers in the same year. Ohio State this year, Carnell Tate and Brandon Innes. It looks like they haven't signed them yet, but
they'll end up there.
Yeah. Texas A&M last year. Evan Stewart and Chris Marshall. They're probably good. They'll probably be good. 2020, Ohio State. Julian Fleming, Jackson Smith Ajiba.
Now he's
through the roof.
No,
good.
he's a star.
Through the roof.
He's
good.
a star.
Yeah, through the roof. Good.
Yes.
2019. Now you can help me with this. 2019. Help me with this. Jaden Hazelwood and Theo Weiss.
Don't know those guys.
Exactly. 2010 Texas, Mike Davis, Darius White.
Didn't stack up. I mean, do you remember those guys at all?
Yeah, I do. Mike Davis.
Were
they? He was good.
Mike Davis was fine.
LSU 2004, early Doucette.
Okay, yeah, he was good.
Xavier Carter.
I remember early Doucette for sure.
2003 Florida, Andre Caldwell.
Yep, he was good.
Chad Jackson.
Pretty good.
2001 Clemson, Roscoe Crosby, Aris Curry. Don't remember those
guys either.
Now, I remember these guys. It's Texas 2000. So Texas, again, the only school to sign multiple 5-star wide receivers in 2 different recruiting cycles. Texas is the only school to do it.
Okay.
Now, I remember these guys because, Nebraska was playing them. B.J. Johnson.
Yes. Yep.
Roy Williams.
Oh, stud.
Sloan Thomas. Studs.
Yeah, those are all good players there. Very, very good wide receivers.
But anyway, back to Ohio State. Now, what'd you write on the rundown? I just thought, okay. Ohio State did something the last 2 days, you wrote, which makes the transfer portal that much more important for Nebraska. This does not affect anything that Nebraska is doing.
I just think it's alarming. Okay. It's alarming. It
does not. I mean, it's not, and it's not alarming. Ohio State, it's not
getting a bunch of 5-stars.
A bunch or 2?
Are they done?
I don't know. Probably.
The point is that their entire receiving core is 5-stars.
I don't care if they get 5-star receivers. They're going to sign good receivers every year.
And they developed them. They had 2 first-rounders this past year. Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave were both first-round picks.
It's not alarming.
Why should that stop anymore?
It's not alarming to Nebraska or anybody else. They're going to be good at receiver, okay? I mean, Nebraska. Now, I will say this, and this is where you're going to say, well, now you're proving my point. Nebraska, the concern I have about Nebraska right now, I'm about to prove your point, which is sort of
Please do. Let's just keep going.
The concern I have about Nebraska right now is they're not in position to slug with Iowa and Wisconsin. Okay. And they obviously don't have the kind of separating speed that Ohio State has anywhere. They got to find it. They got to find guys in their recruiting classes that enable them to have some sort of edge on Iowa and Wisconsin, some sort of discernible edge, because they're losing the slugfest right now. They lost the slugfest to Wisconsin. Wisconsin beat Nebraska at the game you were at in Madison,
35-28,
because they had a running back average 10 yards a carry, and that was too much to overcome in the late stages of that game. If you remember, Nebraska had
I recall.
Nebraska had a chance, but they won. Those teams are out slugging Nebraska. So again, I'm sort of making your point. It's why they got to get a guy like Dylan Edwards, because Dylan Edwards from Kansas, down in Kansas, has that separating speed. So from that standpoint, yeah, but Ohio State's going to do what they do. Alarming? No, this is not alarming. Even
it's impressive.
Is
impressive. It not? Can we go with that?
Yes, it's impressive.
They just don't stop. They really don't stop.
Yeah.
You're waiting for maybe a blip.
Right now, Utah fans are listening, going, "Oh, they don't stop." Yeah, we stopped. We didn't stop them, but we damn near beat them.
And I would say, what did Jackson Smith and Jigba do to you?
He had 74 catches in one game. It was really
1,000, 1,200 yards. Yeah, right. 1,200 yards, whatever. Yeah.
I think he had 19 catches.
He had. I think it was actually 50. It was 15.
Really, 15.
15 for like 320. He was over 300 yards receiving. 15 catches at least, and he's still running wild.
Oh, I'm not saying
Ohio State.
I'm not saying it's not impressive, but is it alarming to Nebraska or anybody? No, they're going to get their good receivers. They got them. They're receiver you. They don't call themselves that,
but they are.
But they probably are.
Okay,
now, but I would be more concerned again if it was edge rusher you.
But they're going to get those guys. But they get them.
They don't get 5. I mean,
they're not going to get 5 of them.
Right.
But they'll have a star. And they'll
have at least one.
They'll have a great tackle too. You might say, "Oh, you'd be concerned if they had a great offensive tackle." Guess what? They're going to get a great tackle because that's what Ohio State does.
This isn't a recent development. They've been doing this for years. It's not alarming.
But this is the point: is anybody catching up to them? Now, Michigan, of course, won the conference last year.
Michigan would say,
was that a one-off, or was that you had a lucky year and a nice fortunate year when things went your way?
We'll see about
because I believe this year Ohio State takes back the conference.
Oh, so you're crowning them. See, I'm not crowning them.
Yeah, I'm crowning them.
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
Go ahead.
What's wrong with that? They're typically crowned anyways. I'll give them the crown.
What was the Rose Bowl score?
It was close. They didn't have all their guys playing either, did they?
Well,
did guys opt out?
Are they going to this year?
I don't know. If they're playing in the playoff, they won't opt out. That's for sure.
If they're playing
in the
I can't argue against your hypotheticals. I mean,
because those are proper hypotheticals to bring up here. You guys won't opt out if you're playing in the playoff. The Rose Bowl would mean a ton to us right now, but for Ohio State, that's not the playoff, so those guys opted out.
You realize that they were a middling defense last year.
Yeah, and they got Jim Knowles now.
Yeah, middling
to fix that.
Middling to at times below average.
I saw them play in Lincoln. Yeah. Nebraska moved the ball pretty well.
They were number 9 in the country in total defense. Let's not crown them.
Number 9?
Number 9 in the Big Ten.
Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me. Number 9 in the Big Ten. I'm not crowning them. I'm not doing that. They didn't even. They're not the defending champs. How are you crowning them?
Because they do it more often than not. Because they will be there unless there's some sort of jarring injury to C.J. Stroud or whoever else is important to that team. Travion Henderson.
Better look at their defense.
Their defense is going to be better with Jim Knowles, who just made Oklahoma State, who is not exactly typically a defensive stalwart, become a team that was very good defensively. Yeah, that's not a hypothetical. I can believe that their defense will be a lot better this year.
I'm not taking away anything from Ohio State. I'm not. By the way, they've landed 13 receivers as top 100 overall prospects in the last 5 years. That's 6 more than second place Alabama. I had forgotten that Jamison Williams had been committed to Ohio State.
That is correct.
But probably was concerned about getting enough passes thrown.
Because that was a deep core.
Right.
Wilson, Olave, Smith, Najigba.
Yeah.
How do you get a pass there?
Jamison Williams. What if they would have had Jamison Williams too?
Well, they did. And then he went to Bama. From the text line, someone says, "Well, Jake, we might as well not even play the season. Just stop
Right,
this."
right. I mean, I'm surprised how much you're going in hard and crowning the Buckeyes. Come on.
The Buckeyes are going to win the Big Ten this year,
Oh,
and they'll
well,
probably be a playoff team.
if they win the Big Ten.
That's right, and I think they will. We have a phone call on the Honda of Lincoln hotline at 464-5685.
And who do we have?
We have Vince. Vince,
Vince.
go ahead. You're an early break man.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How are you?
Vince, thanks for getting up. How are you doing?
Oh, all in all, pretty good. Now, before I get into the conversation at hand, Seth,
Yes.
I went out to dinner. I went out to dinner with my family and my in-laws on Saturday,
Okay.
and I worked in a bloody knuckles to the waiter. so anyway, so we went out to dinner at a
Oh,
seafood
no.
place.
Yeah.
And, and I'm normally a steak over seafood guy, but if I go to a good seafood place out here, I'll make an exception for seafood.
Okay.
But so anyhow, I ordered this meal. It was called, the seafood platter, where, they had French fries, they had vegetables, they had, shrimp, calamari, tilapia, and they had some cod. So
Yeah.
I blew through everything, but when I got to the cod, I just kind of hit the wall. I just couldn't eat anymore.
Okay.
And so the waiter comes to the table and
Yeah.
he's asking for, if we need boxes and to-go bags and all this stuff. So he looks at me, he asks me, he goes, "You still working on that?" I go, "No, I'm good, sir. I think I've hit the wall." He goes, so he looks at my plate. He goes, "Wow, you did pretty well, if I do say so myself." I go, "Well, let me tell you something, sir.
Oh, jeez.
When I eat, I bring bloody knuckles."
No, you didn't. Oh, God, you did.
Now,
You did.
I didn't scream it in front of the restaurant, because I probably would have been tackled by the police.
Yes, you would have for sure. Or maybe not in this day and age, but yeah, good job. Good. Thanks for showing
Yeah.
restraint. Yes.
And back to regular programming.
Mhm.
As for the conversation at hand, to your point, Sip, I mean, Ohio State's always going to get guys. I mean, they've been getting guys for a really long time. I mean, as long as I can remember. I mean, and I go back to even when Earl Bruce was coaching.
Mm-hmm.
They got him when Earl Bruce was coaching, John Cooper, Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer, and
Urban.
but I think right now, given that we're getting to a point with Ryan Day where he's getting far enough into his career where you say to yourself, because anytime a coach steps into a fertile recruiting situation like he does,
Yeah.
there's always that question of, okay, well, you're going to a place where you're getting guys over time. How does he prove he can, that he has a staff that can recruit or develop? So we're getting at this point in the Ryan Day era where you ask yourself, okay, is he going to be Lincoln Riley, who just keeps the machine rolling like he did at Oklahoma? Or is he going to be Mark Helfrich, who obviously got rich at Oregon with Chip Kelly's guys,
Right.
but eventually he took a nosedive. Now,
Yes.
I mean, now I don't see Ohio. Now, mind you, I don't see Ohio State taking a nosedive like Oregon did under Mark Helfrich, but nonetheless, it kind of does beg the question. And but as far as receivers go, I think one thing. I mean, Nebraska has obviously lacked a guy that can stretch the field, but I also think that it seems to me that it took a little bit of time for them to realize that in the Big Ten, one thing that you also need is that you need big-bodied receivers who can go up and win a jump ball, because winning 50-50 balls, that can flip it down in distance. That can, really keep drives alive.
Yep.
But now, you know what, though, Sip?
Yes.
Whether you have a receiver that can stretch the field or whether you have a big-bodied guy that wins one-on-one battles, either way,
Yeah. Either
those
way.
type of guys allow an offensive fight. Let's bloody knuckle! Yeah!
All right. Thank you.
I'm going to challenge Vince on something.
Okay. All right.
Find a second phrase on the show.
Okay.
Don't make it predictable every day, Vince. I
Okay.
love the calls, but
Challenge.
add a second. I'm going to challenge you, Vince. If you're listening still, add a couple new phrases,
That's a challenge.
please.
A
Thank
challenge.
you.
Okay. So last year, getting back to your beloved Buckeyes, lost to Michigan.
You should love them too. You love the talent they have there.
You
love
lost to
dominance,
Michigan,
don't you?
Yeah, lost to Michigan 42-27. So they gave up 42 in their second to last game. Then they gave up 45
In a win.
So that's 87 points in 2 games.
They've addressed the problems.
Crown them.
Yeah.
No,
I'm amazed. You love the front runners. You love Ohio State. Well, you should love the Buckeyes. You love Alabama.
I don't dislike them.
You love Bama.
I don't dislike them. I don't dislike them. I just don't understand why we would crown them right now after they haven't won.
Do it
No, because they
more
haven't,
often than
because
not.
they haven't won. They didn't win last year.
Well, that was
They didn't win the league.
It was a blip.
Right.
They went to Michigan on a cold, snowy day and gave up a lot of points.
But it's not alarming for Nebraska. Nebraska's got to find something though, and they're going hard after some talent like Dylan Edwards in Kansas, who's a kind of I don't even know what you'd call him. I think they'd play him at both receiver and running back, and they're recruiting him as a return man. It's down to Oklahoma, Kansas State, Nebraska. Kansas State's a concern. It's a concern of mine that you're losing guys to Kansas State. Now you're going to say, why? Because there was a time you didn't really worry about Kansas State. Now you're worried about them because you're not winning, and it's affecting it. It's making it a chore for Nebraska. The losing, you won't hear this come from the stadium, but the losing it's caught up in recruiting a little bit. Not with every single guy, but you can't really say to Dylan Edwards or whoever, hey, man, we're going to win. Kansas State can say to them, what have they done in the last 5 years? So that's a battle. That's a battle you're fighting, especially when you're trying to get the high-end speed guys like Ohio State's getting. High-end speed.
K-State's made bowl games recently.
I know. They've done well. That's what I said.
They haven't been like winning the conference. They've been at least.
That's why I've said they got a little edge on you
they
now.
have an edge.
Yeah. You got to watch that. That's what's more germane to me than what Ohio State's doing. They're always going to recruit well. They're in a fertile recruiting region. They're gonna do what they do.
I will crown them again. Crown the Buckeyes. They're the kings of the conference.
They're not though. So they weren't. So maybe in
will be this year.
in your little fantasy world over there, they're the kings, but they're not
again
right
this year.
now.
Sean Callahan is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Any lot, set, hut! Announcing the Nebraska Lottery's Lucky for Life ticket snap. Start the play by purchasing a Lucky for Life ticket by July 26th and enter the voucher number for a chance to win Nebraska football Skybox season tickets, regular season tickets, single game tickets, or a weekend football experience. It's our Lucky for Life ticket snap promotion, and it's 100 yards of fun. Lucky for Life top prize odds 1 in 30 million.
2-1 count, and that's a deep drive into the gap. Smith rounding first base. It's a stand-up double. Hey, Nick, speaking of doubles, did you know Wings and Rings has 2 ways to enjoy their next-level food? Rico, we're in the middle of a game. The game can wait, Nick. One way is to stop by one of their Lincoln locations. They have 2 great locations at O Street, Meridian Park, and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. You said 2 ways. What's the other way? You can order online at wingsandrings.com.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff at brokersinsurancene.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Skies will gradually clear, and by later this afternoon, we'll top out near 89. A south-southeast wind at around 15. We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly late tonight towards tomorrow morning with a low of 66. We will continue on with that chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of around 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. Springtime is here, and that means you're outside more in nice weather and maybe even having garage parties with neighbors. The drink of this spring and summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs and 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Swing for the fences with single game tickets to see Lincoln's best lineup on and off the diamond. The Salt Dog season is stacked with reasons to spend your summer at Haymarket Park. Get a free general admission ticket when you donate 3 non-perishable food items on Triple Play Tuesdays. Eat $2 Fairbury brand dogs on Wiener Wednesdays. Score drink specials on Thirsty Thursdays. Then win your weekend with Firework Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, and Sunday Family Fun Days presented by Casey's. Get tickets at saltdogs.com.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
At Baxter, we put you in the driver's seat with a simplified buying process, at-home test drives, hassle-free delivery, and service pickup and return. Check out all our new vehicle specials now during the Ram Make the Switch event at Baxter Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
Is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is a Wednesday, so it's time to talk to Husker Online, Sean Callahan. Sean, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Nebraska lands a commit last night from Colorado linebacker commit Hayden Moore. Tell us about him. Where did Nebraska find him, and what's the profile on him, Sean?
Well, yeah, he's out of Regis Jesuit. Had offers from Michigan, Iowa, Kansas State, UCLA, Colorado. So one of the top players, obviously, in the Denver area and state of Colorado. Kind of a guy that came on later in the process, too. Wants to play both sports at Nebraska. Wants to play baseball and football. He's a pitcher, I believe.
Yes.
And he's fairly adamant to want to play both. And I don't know if we've really seen that done at Nebraska since Kyrie Cooper.
Yes.
I think you're right.
Yes. How did Ted Gilmore feel about that one, Sean?
Yeah, he was pretty salty about it.
Yeah. Ted Gilmore was the receivers coach at the time.
Well, it was kind of like he was the jack of all trades, the master of none. I mean, Kyrie Cooper, it never really materialized for him as a baseball player or a football player, if you remember right, at Nebraska.
Right. Remember we asked Ted Gilmore how he felt about Kyrie Cooper, or how he felt about his receiver room, and it got around to Kyrie Cooper, and Ted Gilmore said, I don't know how he's doing. He's not here. So don't ask me. He's not here. He's playing baseball. So he I guess he's not progressing, it was interesting. Okay. This class is, I guess it's up to 9.
9. Yes.
Yeah. 9 hard commits. Okay. How would you assess Nebraska's class right now, which is of last night on 3, it's ranked 32nd nationally, 7th in the Big Ten. What stands out to you about this class? What is needed going forward?
Yeah, they still need, obviously, a few more things. I mean, I think they'd like at least another offensive lineman, a couple more edge guys on defense. The secondary really needs more, maybe 1 or 2 more guys. They took 8 secondary guys last year. So, I mean, when you count the transfers. But they're at 9, and you look at the Big Ten, everybody that's ranked ahead of them, other than Michigan, has more commits, whether it's 11, 12. I mean, Northwestern's got 18.
Wow.
So, I think Nebraska would like to be at about 15, and I think they'll get there based on the guys that came in for visits this last month. I think they will get to 15. It's just a matter of kind of timing. Even like a Malachi Coleman, if they get him, he's not going to announce. He told me in a YouTube interview on the Husker Online YouTube channel, not until December 15th. He's planning on doing it on live television.
Sean Callahan joins us. Sean, I was talking to Brian Munson, the recruiting guru at On3 last night. Apparently, a Michigan writer has put a prediction in for Malachi Coleman to go to Nebraska. Now, Malachi Coleman's going to visit Michigan. Who else is in that sweepstakes for the Lincoln East receiver? Nebraska, Michigan. Who else is in that?
He's going to take an official to USC.
Oh, wonderful.
And that's not going to be till the fall. But, at least that's his plan. He wants to. He's been to Oklahoma as an unofficial.
Okay.
And he told me, and this jumped out to me now when I look at it, because we taped this interview a few days back, and I believe it was right before Cade McIntyre committed to Oklahoma or right around that time. But you're going to chuckle on it. Oklahoma told him tight end, Sip.
Oh, boy.
Whoa.
And that's what Cade McIntyre is going to play. So, so maybe Oklahoma, I don't know what his spot would be there now, but I can't imagine they would try to take two kind of undersized Nebraska tight ends that would have to add weight, a little bit of weight, to play at that level as a tight end. So, it is really hard. Who is the other team that truly is involved? Or Oregon, I would say too, is someone.
Okay.
He's been out there too before.
Okay.
Sean, regarding last weekend, Nebraska had Friday Night Lights Part 2 and the Big Man Camp. How'd they go for Nebraska? What was the storylines from last weekend for you?
The camps now, Jake, are so different than what they used to be as far as you go back to the pre-December signing day era, you'd actually have the 2023 recruits in the camp working out, like the good ones. But now those guys are all on official visits around the country. They don't have to do camps. So the camp is more about 2024s, 2025s, and they got some good guys there. But I go back to a year ago. I think of Tyson Terry of Omaha North. I think of Navarro Shunky out of the Sioux Falls, South Dakota area. Both these guys came to the lineman camp. Nobody really knew who they were, and now they have Nebraska offers. So that is kind of what these have become. Let's get some eyes on a few of these guys for live workouts. And, who emerged from that, it's really hard to say. Nobody's been offered today yet from either of the events. So we'll see where that goes. But I mean, there were a lot of 2025 kids there too that were, that really jumped out to you. And definitely some in-state younger kids for 2024.
Davon Hall, Friday Night Lights, the Bellevue West receiver, jumped out.
No doubt.
Clearly a big-time Division I player. Nebraska's in the hunt for that, as is Iowa. What do you? By the way, Sean, two-part question. What do you think he'll do, and why? It's sort of limited the amount of offers he's gotten, and after watching him, I'm not sure why.
Well, Alabama and Georgia actually came in and visited him this spring.
Okay.
So he had a lot of activity. Mike Huffman, I forget what the total was, but at least 18 or 20 different Power Fives came into Bellevue West.
Okay.
And not only to see him, they have Danny Kalen, the quarterback.
Okay.
And Daniel Kalen has multiple Power Five offers. He has a non-committable Nebraska offer. His offer was made from Mario Verduzco, and he hasn't been recruited by Nebraska since. So it's hard to say he's got a Nebraska offer. But, yeah, Kalen and Hall, I mean, they got two bona fide Power Five guys on that Bellevue West team for 2024.
Okay. What do you think about Nebraska's prospects with Davon Hall?
I mean, I think they're the leader. I mean, Iowa's probably the next team in line, and rightfully so with the Johnson connection there.
The Johnson
Keegan
connection.
there, Keegan Johnson at Iowa. So we'll see where that goes. But I still think today, if you had a handicap it, Nebraska would be the leader. It's a matter of his timeline and kind of what he wants to do. He has a great relationship with Mickey Joseph, so I think that's something to weigh into.
Okay.
Joined by Sean Callahan. Sean, I'm curious for the upcoming season for Nebraska. Last year they had 8 losses by 1 score and another one by 9 points to Ohio State. What is the biggest reason, in your opinion, Nebraska can flip their luck in 1-score games for the upcoming season?
Well, schedule. I mean, it's just simple numbers. I mean, they played 8 teams, Jake, last year that won 9 games or more. I don't know. There might have been one other team or two in the country that did that at the most. So they had an extremely difficult schedule when you look at teams that won 9 games or more, 8 of them. And this year, you flip it and just look at Vegas over-unders. They only play, in their first 9 games, they only play one team with an over-under higher than 7.5, and that's Oklahoma. And to me, that's kind of a gamble. Oklahoma, we don't even really know much about what they're going to be like with their new players and coach, Brent Venables. So I think the draw is where you look at first. I mean, they play most of the bottom of the Big Ten when you look at preseason standings. I just think it sets up a lot better. Where last year they had their crossovers against 3 teams that were New Year's 6 level teams, and then they played Oklahoma in the non-conference. I mean, I just think schedule matters, and if you don't say it matters, I don't think you're looking at it close enough. I really believe the draw matters, and Nebraska had an extremely tough draw, and even the games that you thought would be favorable, those teams ended up being like 9-win teams.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. Sean Callahan joins us. Sean, we're all gearing up. Well, Jake and I and you and many others, I guess, for a trip to Dublin. August 27th is game day. What kind of crowd from Nebraska are you expecting to see?
You know, I've talked to the game organizers, Brandon Meehan, who runs the game out there. And, you know, obviously the numbers, I mean, I think pre-COVID, they thought it'd be a lot. I mean, probably more than what it is now, but they still believe, and I mean, based on the data they have, you're going to see about 10,000 Nebraska fans out there.
10,000.
You know, I know the number was over 8, pushing 10. I mean, and flights have gone down. I mean, I've read some things out there that people can get flights now for $800, $900 round trip out of Omaha, which that's incredible. Jake, you travel a lot. That's like a flight to California or Florida now.
That's crazy cheap. We bought ours for like $1,300. Now I'm pissed about that.
Now, I don't know what the connection situations were. Like, I'm going to connect through Chicago and Lincoln and that little bit. I mean, but yeah, you might have to go have some random connection too, but still $800-900 to get to Dublin round trip. I mean, that's I mean, you barely can get across Lincoln for that with gas prices.
That's a steal. I did not know they had dropped that low. That's I'm pissed they bought mine early, but I got tickets. So
good job,
Sean. Always good stuff. Thanks for the time. We will chat with you again next week.
Thanks, guys.
Good job.
Oscar Line, Sean Callahan. They dropped $500 now. My wife hears that. She's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, Elizabeth, turn off the radio.
Yeah.
Or maybe she already heard.
$800.
Okay, so I want to address something with you quickly off that interview. Hayden Moore, we alluded to early in the interview, the Aurora Regis Jesuit linebacker, verbally committed to Nebraska last night or yesterday. In doing so, he said he would cancel his official visit this coming weekend to Colorado. He's a Colorado kid. Now, your reaction, if you were a Colorado media member, would be what? You would be up in arms, because you usually are if a in-state kid dares go somewhere else. Do you think in Colorado the media corps is going, oh my God, sound the alarms, a Colorado kid is going outside the state? I'm just asking.
A little different. A lot more players in Colorado. Bigger state, bigger population. More colleges to choose from.
There's alarms going off in Colorado like they do here
not.
Every time a kid goes
It's different.
outside.
It's different. The populations are much different.
Colorado's not. Hey, Colorado's not. They don't have a wealth of Power 5 talent. There's more.
They have Denver, in the metro.
Yeah, but it's not.
And Colorado Springs.
It's not
and Fort Collins. These are all big cities.
Yeah.
It's a lot different.
He canceled no, it's not. He canceled a Colorado trip. I doubt that
Well, if the Buffaloes were in the top 10, it's a little different story. But they're not quite there, are
Nebraska's
they?
in the top 10.
No, I know. I know that. A little bit more alarming if Colorado was good now.
It's crazy what we do when a kid goes somewhere else. It's crazy.
Trivia. Who's Colorado's head coach?
His name is Carl Durrell.
You got it.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Should we take a phone call
let's
real
do
quick?
it.
All right. I don't know what
kind of random.
Cole
but
called
let's do it.
twice now.
Let's do it. Cole,
what's up, man? You're on early break.
I just got a quick question, and I'm
Okay.
heavily assuming that we make a bowl game.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll leave you guys with that.
We didn't hear you.
We didn't hear your question. You blanked out for a second.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
So, if I heavily assume that we make the bowl game, I don't think we'll get more than 8 wins. How many players do you think we have opt out with all these transfers that really have no reason to play when they, like if you're Stephon Wynn, you play in the national championship the last whatever how many years? How would you go play in the Chick-fil-A Bowl or whatever?
I don't.
All right, you guys do that.
Okay, I don't think you'll get a lot of opt outs, unless. I mean,
well, what about the guys who've been here for a long time? I don't think will opt out, but new guys coming in for one game, like you mentioned, Stephon Wynn, he's played for championships.
Stephon Wynn, it's not a surefire NFL guy. I think he'd want to play. Is the concern about surefire high round NFL guys?
I don't even think that.
What is it then? You just think they won't play? No, I don't think that'll be a big factor. That's my.
Yeah.
I don't. When I'm thinking through the roster right now, who the starters will be, I don't think that'll be a big issue. I mean, I don't think Nebraska has guys that are going to, I mean, part of this discussion is NFL draft, right? They don't want to get hurt because they're going to get drafted in the first or second round or whenever. I don't see a lot of that, right?
I don't either.
I'm not like, maybe be concerned about Trey Palmer. If Trey Palmer blows up and has 55 catches this year for 1,000 yards, maybe you'd say, okay, I don't know if he should play in the bowl game. I don't know. I don't get I get the sense, Cole, and I've talked to a lot of players this summer, circumstances, new job, etc. I don't get the sense that they're they want to play in a bowl game bad. I don't think
they should. It's been a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Or for all of them, they have never been to a bowl game.
Right. They want to play. Cole, I do not think in this circumstance that veteran players that haven't been to a bowl will opt out of that. Nope. I don't see it. I think you'll get it. There could be.
I hope that's a conversation we can have.
Be a
is
great
that our
conversation
guys
to have.
opting out of the bowl
Right.
game, which means you made a bowl game.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
I look forward to that being an actual conversation we can have.
I do not see it happening to a significant degree. There might be one or two. That's what I'd say.
I hope that we have that conversation when it's meaningful in December.
That would be wonderful.
That we're going to
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
plan a bowl trip
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. We're taking early break to a bowl if they go.
We should. It's listen. We
I don't
gotta
care
make that
where it
happen.
is.
We got to make it happen.
If it's the Bahamas Bowl.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess we could find a way to go to the Bahamas. Song of the day and mailbag next on early break on the ticket.
The new 18-hole course is now open at Adventure Golf Center. You knew them before for their 36 holes, and now experience a brand new style of miniature golf with par 3s, 4s, and 5s. It's a new concept to the Midwest with holes longer than before and unique hazards throughout the course. And it's fun for golfers of all ages and skill levels. Plus, there's a bar on the course that serves alcohol. Try the new 18-hole course today at Adventure Golf Center at 56th and Old Cheney.
MaxTan is celebrating 29 years with some Max-tastic birthday sales. Get 50% off unlimited tanning, sun, and spray with no contract and no sign-up. MaxTan celebrates 29 years with you with 4 Lincoln locations. Take your tan to the max at MaxTan.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I present the fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision, but did the fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's fruitcake is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. Springtime is here, and that means you're outside more in nice weather and maybe even having garage parties with neighbors. The drink of this spring and summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs and 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Skies will gradually clear, and by later this afternoon, we'll top out near 89. A south-southeast wind at around 15. We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly late tonight towards tomorrow morning with a low of 66. We will continue on with that chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of around 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Song of the day, A Thing About You by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. 464-56851 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day. Once again, your song of the day, A Thing About You by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. 464-568-51 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
That is off Hard Promises. I was thinking it was off Damn the Torpedoes. No, Hard Promises, 1981. It's an extraordinary song. You're officially on a roll. 3 for 3 this week. Good job. That's in the 9s. I got to decide where. It's a happy, beautiful, simple, typical Tom Petty gem.
But it's not a song you hear all the time.
No, you don't
Right?
hear
That's
it.
not one of his
No.
major songs, but it is really good.
It's vintage Petty because Petty keeps it very simple, chord wise, lyrics wise, but it's extremely appealing. Extremely makes you happy. It's a great little gem. 9.2. Yeah, it had that impact on me. It was great. Probably listen to it again today.
You should.
Thank
like maybe 7 times or 8.
No, I don't do what you do. You have been known to listen like 70, right?
Straight times?
Yeah. 20.
I'd go, yeah, definitely the 20.
I always think about
now,
that.
if there's somebody in the car with me, like my wife, I can't do that. Now,
Right.
if I'm by myself on a
Yeah,
road trip
you'll
or like
hit it
just in
20
town,
times. Yeah.
yeah, like that's my song today.
Yeah,
I'm just
yep, you'll hit it
skip
20,
back,
20,
skip
skip
back,
back, yeah.
skip back.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
Gus.
9.2.
9.2. We have to guess Gus's score. I got Gus's score on the dot. 7.5 yesterday. Can I get 2 straight?
Yeah.
All right, Gus today is a straight 7. 7.0.
Okay, look at him.
I'm
Gus, hard to read. Would Gus like that song?
Yes. Yes.
I think he likes it, didn't love it. So you gave a good score.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say 6.5.
5.
Okay.
Well, we were both high.
Yeah. Okay.
Both a little high there.
Not enamored. Is it too simple for you?
I mean, I like simple songs. I don't think a song can be like too simple. Where
Oh, it
don't
can.
like- I mean, yeah, but
Just
no,
didn't get you.
I just don't like Tom Petty.
Oh,
not like they've put their heads down, and I don't think they want
failed
to do the
Gus.
show
We
anymore.
both just dropped
What are
our
we-
heads
Hey, Jake.
away from the
Jake,
microphone.
what are we gonna do
I
here?
don't. Did you?
How do you want to handle
What were
this
the
one?
words you just said? I don't like Tom Petty.
How are you going to handle this? How do we handle this? This is our
That's like-
child.
You just put a dagger in my heart. See, that's right there.
You've
See that?
disappointed your
That's what you did,
parents
Jake.
to
You
an
did,
incredible degree
yeah.
right now.
Oh, guys, this is
What did you?
this is
Why
sad.
would you say that?
This is so sad.
You know we both like Petty.
No, we
I
don't love
guess.
Tom Petty.
Why would you say that?
It's like you just try to. It's like he's having a fight with his parents and he's just pissed at him.
I never liked Tom Petty.
Why are you doing
believe-
this,
I can't believe
son?
This is breaking my heart over.
I'm
here.
worried about Jake right now more
Yeah,
than
I
myself.
know.
Did you watch?
No, you
what
guys.
happened?
I said that.
We
and
both
you
dropped our heads away from the microphone.
Did you hear what Jake said in the open? There's like a.
I'm
there's a-
going tomorrow night to a Tom Petty tribute show at the Bourbon.
Oh yeah, that's
there's a
right.
tribute. You want to go?
Maybe
we should
they'll-
make
yeah,
him
we-
go.
I'm gonna make you go.
We
Guys.
should make it
I'm gonna say,
mandatory.
I'll buy you a ticket and I'll make you.
If you're going to
appreciate
continue
it
to work
tomorrow
here,
night?
you're going to the
Yeah, tomorrow
Bourbon.
night, 7:00. I'm gonna make you appreciate Tom Petty.
I don't like Tom Petty, he said.
I can't believe those words were just uttered by anybody in this office or in the world.
It's okay, Gus.
We all have
well, you know
opinions.
what,
Hey,
Gus? It's not okay.
Gus-
but we're going to have to deal
Gus,
with it.
we all have opinions. Some of them are very wrong, but we all have opinions.
You don't like him. There's just something.
Now, Jake, who do you like more, Tom Petty or Ohio State?
Tom Petty.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Always Tom Petty is the king, not Ohio State. Ohio State's the king of the Big Ten,
They're
but
not
Tom
the-
Petty
no,
is the
they're not.
king.
See, please quit saying that. Michigan won the Big Ten. Can we give Michigan its due?
Yeah,
today?
they had their 1 year that they won't get again.
They
That's
are
fine.
Michigan
Give
is
their
the,
1 year.
Michigan is the king of the Big Ten as we speak.
Yeah, they won't last
The
very long.
Wolverines.
It's a 1 year. Nice job, Jim. 1 year for you. That's
Thank
it.
you, Gus.
Thanks, Gus. Speaking of that, wait, let me get a legal ID in real quick because I get to the mailbag here. Can't
yeah.
skip the mailbag. I got people mad at me when I skip the mailbag every time. Let's legalize this here right.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I need to read a text, and I'll make this part of the mailbag, actually. I'll play the mailbag music, and this is wet blanket. It's not a question, but it's just a commentary. And then we'll get mailbag questions. Here we go.
Wet Blanket says this. Ready for this?
I am.
Okay. I love SIP. Ohio State wins 4 of the last 5 Big Ten championships. SIP, don't crown them. Nebraska is 19-37 the past 5 seasons. SIP, when you look at the schedule, 7 or 8 wins seems highly possible.
I'm still sticking by that.
What about the first part
Wet
there?
Blanket, they're not the king of the Big Ten.
They've won 4 of the last
They're
5
not the king
Big
of the Big
Ten
Ten.
championships.
They're not the king until they dethrone Michigan. That's the fact. I'm just going by facts. Okay? Facts.
They got one of the
Which
last 5.
team is the Big Ten champion right now?
Michigan is.
Thank you. That's it.
And
That's
it was
it.
a miracle.
Yeah,
that they
why
beat
are we
Ohio State.
debating this? It's not a debatable.
Because I go by history, and history says the Buckeyes are the kings, and they will win the conference.
So
again
you're
this
telling me that Alabama's the national champion?
They will. They could be this year. Sure. would anyone be surprised if that happens?
That'd be big news, actually, because Georgia did win it last year. So Alabama's not the king of the country. It is Georgia. You understand that?
Yeah, they're the current
Wet
king,
Blanket. You
but
understand that? You know who the national champion is? Not Alabama. It's Georgia. Right?
It is. But
All right, get the mailbag.
Yeah. Okay. This is from Breezy. It says Elvis new movie's coming out on Friday.
Whoa! Now you're talking.
What intrigues you more, the Elvis movie or the Top Gun?
Oh, Elvis. I got it. No,
Come on.
I got it. I've always had a fascination with Elvis, as has many people across the world, not just the country. I've been meaning to go see his home in Memphis. I've never done it. I need to do that. Oh, I'm more intrigued by the Elvis
You're
movie.
telling people that you'd rather watch the Elvis movie than Top Gun?
Yes, right. Yeah, right. That's the way it struck me right away when you asked the question.
Comes out this Friday.
Okay, now
Friday.
it's more apt to get me to the theater.
More than Top Gun Maverick,
I'm
which
not-
is breaking records left and
Right. Well, maybe I'll see both. How about that?
How about you just
Two
do a
movies.
twofer? How about
Yeah,
you do a
yeah,
twofer?
Yeah.
Just figure it out.
Thank you, Breezy.
Yes,
Thank
from
you, Breezy.
This is from Michael. Michael says, "Are you in or out on cotton candy?"
Out. O-U-T.
When's the last
Waste
time you
of
had
time.
cotton candy?
Yeah, it's been years. I'd say 10 plus years. Don't understand.
I'd like to go back to the last time I had cotton candy and not eat it.
What would you say to that question?
I said the last time I had cotton candy was probably 20 years ago. I like to go back to that moment and never eat that
Okay.
cotton candy because I
Okay.
don't think it's very good.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's gross.
Yeah.
There's also like this cotton candy, actual candy you can get like at the store.
Mhm.
Like, why would you ever want to buy that from a bag? This stuff is just it's a waste of life.
Right.
It's a waste of space.
Yeah.
It's a waste of sugar.
Right.
And I like sugar. It's a waste though.
Yeah, now, I want to defend cotton candy for a second. As you
Good
know,
luck.
I'm the great defender of everything.
You're gonna defend cotton candy.
Yes, I'm going to defend it because there is a place in the world for it, and you know where it
The
is.
garbage can.
No, the circus. There is a place in this world for cotton candy, and if you're at the circus, that's a place for it. And you'll pay for it too. You'll pay a lot of money for cotton candy at a circus, but that is an appropriate place for cotton candy.
From Tommy, he says, should we be concerned about people that prefer Mellow Yellow over Mountain Dew?
It seems like you're going out of your way to be different at that point.
I have a cousin that loves Mellow Yellow. I've always asked her, like,
Really?
why? I just like it better than Mountain Dew. I thought she was trolling us forever, but that's just the way she is.
Yeah, okay, well, maybe she's.
But that's the one person though.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah,
Like, don't tell me that Mellow Yellow is better than Mountain Dew. It's
fine.
just
I mean,
not.
it's nothing to lose sleep.
Does
over.
anybody out there listening prefer if you drink pop, if you drink any of these pops, do you prefer Mellow Yellow over Mountain Dew? I'm gonna guess the answer is no. I'd be surprised by that.
Tell you what, in these days of heat, I don't drink pop, but if I did and I was overheated, I'm going to Mountain Dew because that tastes really good on days like this. It does when you're overheated. Chris Basnet would agree with me on that.
Last one before we get out of here. Patrick says, "Is there really a difference in taste in bottled water?" Aquafina, Dasani.
Yeah, I have friends who will say if you're gonna get me water, get Rocky Mountain. And I ask that question in my head. Really, is this different? Gus says it's different.
There is a difference. Dasani and Aquafina is for sure a difference, and that's the big Coke versus Pepsi.
How
water.
so? How's it different? You can't explain it.
I know it. I don't know how to explain it because it's water. It's purified
I've
water.
never noticed the difference. I've never noticed.
But there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aquafina and Dasani there's definitely a difference.
Is there? You can't explain it.
But it's just water.
Can you explain it?
I don't know.
I can't explain it. I noticed this. I think they took off the shelves for the most part. Like they used to give you strawberry flavor, cherry flavor, that sort of thing. I think that went away. I've noticed that, but I cannot tell the difference between Aquafina and Denali.
Dasani,
yeah.
Denali. Yes, that's what it is for sure.
Yeah, I've not.
Denali.
Could you? You can't. You say you can, but you can't tell me what it is.
If you brought me in like a bottle of both and I had my eyes closed, I probably couldn't tell.
Right.
Which is where it's something built in about I don't like this one, I like this one.
Oh, well, you just contradicted yourself.
But when you drink it though, it's weird. If you drink it out of the bottle, you know what it is. There's a difference. But if I poured 2 glasses, you might not know. I don't know what that is. It's some sort of psychological stuff. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist here.
I surely can't tell the difference.
We'll do a taste test someday.
No, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Try. Top of the hour next, an early break in the ticket.
At Baxter, we put you in the driver's seat with a simplified buying process, at-home test drives, hassle-free delivery, and service pickup and return. Check out all our new vehicle specials now during the Ram Make the Switch event at Baxter Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how are you?
I'm doing great, Charlie.
Andy, I know you have hundreds of new Hondas on the way, but let's talk about your pre-owned inventory.
You know, everyone in Lincoln and surrounding areas know we sell new and pre-owned Hondas, but a lot of people I talk to don't realize that we sell all makes and models.
All makes of imports and domestics, right?
Yes. In addition to Hondas, we sell Toyotas, Nissans, Volkswagens, Kias, domestic vehicles, and we have more than 125 to choose from right now with fresh trade-ins arriving daily.
Andy, I hear about many people choosing certified pre-owned.
They are, Charlie. It's like buying a new car with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty and a special low-rate financing. Best of all, the customer can take immediate delivery.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Any lot, set, hut! Announcing the Nebraska Lottery's Lucky for Life ticket snap. Start to play by purchasing a Lucky for Life ticket by July 26th and enter the voucher number for a chance to win Nebraska football Skybox season tickets, regular season tickets, single game tickets, or a weekend football experience. It's our Lucky for Life ticket snap promotion, and it's 100 yards of fun. Lucky for Life top prize odds 1 in 30 million.
Take your next step and join us for a Discovery Day at Southeast Community College. In Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, you'll get more information on the nearly 60 career and technical programs we offer, what financial aid is available, take a campus tour, and see our new buildings, and talk with actual students and faculty. We'll even buy you lunch. It's time to start thinking about what's next. For more information and to register, go to southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Come see Lincoln's best lineup on and off the diamond all season long. The best seat in town, the best block party, the best outdoor bar, your best night ever. Join the Salt Dogs for Nebraska Medical Association and Lancaster County Medical Society Triple Play Tuesdays, Fairbury Brand Winter Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, and Sunday Family Fun Days brought to you by Casey's. Hit a home run with your next trip to Haymarket Park. Buy tickets at saltdogs.com.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Wednesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Early Break Fun Show. So far, you got the podcast at theticketfm.com. Discussed that I went to Top Gun Maverick last night. It was excellent. I recommend you and everybody go see it.
Okay, how about the Elvis movie?
Elvis movie comes out on Friday. I'm sure that'll be packed also in the theaters.
Thank you to Breezy for that tidbit. Yes, it's been an interesting show. I've gotten under your skin a couple times with correct calls, like Hayden Moore. Can't committed to Nebraska and in doing so canceling his official visit to Colorado. I doubt the Colorado media reacts like the Nebraska media to something like that.
Well, in their defense, Colorado is a Broncos NFL state, or they got the Avalanche playing in the Stanley Cup Finals.
So you're saying they don't overreact because they got other things.
They have other shows in the state than just one. Yes, that's why they don't overreact. They don't care. They don't care at all.
But you admit we overreact.
Well, we have nothing else to react to.
Right,
so, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
By the way, the text line, for the most part, is concerned about Gus. Gus told us in the last segment.
Now, remember, he's 19, okay? Before you get
he
into
said the words, "I don't like Tom Petty," which we both were stabbed in the heart simultaneously and dropped our heads below the mics in disbelief and shock.
The words were said. The words were said. He said them into a microphone.
You know what that feels like to me? Like, what the words he said is like somebody saying to me, I don't have a kid, but someone saying your baby's ugly. Same thing. Gus saying to our faces that he doesn't like Tom Petty is like telling me that my baby is ugly. Same thing. It's the same damn thing. How dare you disparage my loves of this world? He's not even turning around. He's ashamed of himself.
He's all right. He just said he wants give me something in the last 10 years.
I don't play that music very often.
And what I said is there just hasn't been any good rock in the last 10 years, or not much good rock. Gene Simmons of Kiss says rock and roll is dead. You know who Gene Simmons?
Yes, I know. Yes, Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, before we move on, this is a very important text from somebody that would know, because we had in the mailbag, we were asked about the different bottled waters.
Okay.
Aquafina is Coke. No, that's Pepsi. And Dasani is Coke.
Okay.
This is from Mark, who said he was a Coke truck driver for 8 years of his life. So he knows Coke products very well.
Okay.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
Dasani is filtered with reverse osmosis. It loses most of its flavor, in his opinion. Aquafina is spring water with minerals, so it tastes more natural and oxygenated
inflated. Is that a word? Oxygenated?
Yeah, I think it is. And that makes
Not
sense.
reverse osmosis filter.
I will
Okay.
tell you this, Jake. I will tell you this. When I see Denali and Aquafina, I go to Aquafina naturally. I think it's more about the bottle though than taste. I
think Dasani's bottle's cooler.
Are we going to debate this?
No, I'm not going
It
to. I'm just saying
fits
it is.
in my cup holder in my truck better. The
Really?
Yeah.
Aquafina does?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger than Dasani.
seems like it.
It's got that Dasani's got that little thin top and
Right.
it kind of comes down.
We
It's
need to
summertime.
get to a more productive discussion.
Well, we're going to. Thank you for the text. And then please call or text 402-464-5685 or watch us on the video stream on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter.
Okay.
I saw something yesterday that I think we're aware of, but it put it into perspective about the records, the win totals for Nebraska in the Big Ten West over the last 4 seasons.
Since 18.
Mm-hmm.
Since 18? Are you including 18?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, go. Interesting. Fascinating.
Here,
to me.
since 2018, Sip, here are the amount of wins, not just in the Big Ten, but overall wins. The amount of wins for each Big Ten West team since 2018. Here we go. Iowa, 35. Okay. Wisconsin, 31. Minnesota, 30. Northwestern, Newt Fitzgerald, 22. Purdue, 21. Illinois, 17. Nebraska dead last with 15 wins over since 2018. Iowa Sip has 20 more wins since 2018 than Nebraska. 20! 2-0. We knew that Iowa was playing well the last 4 seasons, that Nebraska was not. I didn't know it was this wide of a gap. 20 win difference since 2018.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, your takeaway on this, what you wrote. I applaud you. You wrote this on our rundown, which is essentially our show script, right?
Yeah.
It gives us a guideline.
It's our guide.
Yeah. You wrote this. For those who wonder what rock bottom is, you believe they've already hit it and will bounce back. This seems like rock bottom. It does.
When you put these stats up here and you see Nebraska is dead last since 2018 in wins in your division, with Illinois in the division, who has had now 2 coaches in the since 2018, Lovie Smith and Brett Bielema. I don't think it can get worse. You're always tempting fate there by saying, "Oh yeah, you can't get worse. You did win 0 games."
Well, it could get worse if this doesn't work. This meaning the Scott Frost program, and they change coaches, and there's a mass exodus of players. It could get worse before it gets better, for sure. Which that is why we're in a scary situation, in my opinion. Yeah, it could get worse if it doesn't work this year. If they throw a 4-8 and they have to move on, and a lot of players decide to move on, it could get worse, okay, before it gets better. Now, rock bottom, I would say this, and I don't mind, Jake, you can hammer me for this if you want. I don't care. I'm not drinking Kool-Aid. I just know this. They have they have the sort of talent at Nebraska right now that should get to a bowl game. That should.
We're saying 6-6 is a bowl. That's a bowl.
Well,
game.
yeah, 6-6 at the minimum. They have the level of player across the board. I'm not saying to challenge for the Big Ten title. I'm not saying that. But to get to a bowl game, to get to 6, 7, 8, perhaps 9, yeah, they have that sort of team. So now you got to make that happen. You have to make that happen if you're Scott Frost, because your back is squarely against the wall. All right. But you have the guys to do it. So now it has to happen. There's concerns obviously there's concerns, but I do agree. I think I'm glad you illustrated this, because it's very alarming, but I do think it's rock bottom. The issue, I'm telling you, the thing that I'm concerned about is the way they're doing a good job recruiting right now. Good. Especially under the circumstances. I think they've sort of overachieved in recruiting. The machine is working pretty well despite this stat. This is real. This does not, we're at the point now where this is affecting recruiting. There are guys who are not available to you because you have 15 wins in the Big Ten since 2018.
And you're 20 wins behind Iowa
Right.
in that same stretch. Just that's stunning.
It is
incompetence.
It is affecting recruiting because it has to. Why would that be alarming? I mean, that's not, come on, I'm not breaking new ground here. It makes it harder. Kansas State becomes more of a problem to you because of this, right?
Yes.
I mean, an extreme example would be if there's a kid considering Kansas State who's also considering Ohio State, Ryan Day might just say, "What are we doing here? Just go to Kansas State." I mean,
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
You're considering them? Just,
yeah,
you're
what's
not worthy
going
of
on?
us.
Yeah,
You're not worthy of
yeah,
us.
what's
Just
going
go
on
there.
here? Why are you considering? What are you thinking? But you can't. Nebraska can't say that. Not right now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I'm just this stat just still bothers me so much.
Of course it does.
Like did anyone know that since 2018 Iowa has 20 more wins than Nebraska?
You knew it. You might
knew
have
it was
known
a
it
lot.
intuitively.
You
don't
knew it
think
was a
about
lot,
it,
but
yeah.
20. I'll repeat this again. Here's the numbers. I'm going to say it again. Since 2018, these are the wins by teams in the Big Ten West collectively. Iowa has 35 wins. Wisconsin, 31. Minnesota, 30. Very good.
Yeah.
Northwestern, little drop down, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue, 21. Illinois, 17. Nebraska, 15 wins.
There's nothing wrong with you throwing out that perspective. I would ask you this question. Why do you think it's rock bottom for Nebraska right now?
Well, there's no guarantee that it is, but because you can
Of course
win
there's not.
2, 1, or 0 games, and that
Mhm.
would be for sure rock bottom. But there's just too much potential in this program.
There is. I agree with you.
Like
I agree.
if
I agree 100% with that.
if this was, go back to even Purdue when under Darrell Hazel, the stands were empty.
Yeah.
Like that program has had some success, obviously, in the
Mm-hmm.
past. Purdue has, but there's reason to believe that could go on for a long time. Illinois, same thing. Illinois could be, they could suck forever.
Mhm.
That they don't have a huge fan base. They don't have a lot going for them. They haven't had a lot of success
Mhm.
in Illinois. I would believe that rock bottom could keep going for them. They could have a couple 1-win seasons or 2-win seasons. I just don't see that as the case at Nebraska.
I don't. But you said the key thing. I mean, there's no guarantees. That's the thing. I've talked to enough players this summer, a lot, and I'm convinced that the culture at Nebraska. I know you don't like that word. Nobody does. It's a buzzword, but this is a unified program. I mean, they believe. I have no doubt about that. There's some concerns that if you're a Nebraska fan, you should have. I mean, the quarterback position is a concern. It is. It's not. I wouldn't say you'd say it's settled. Okay. I think it has potential to be settled, and it has great potential, but that's got to get worked out. That is, and also how are the offensive staff members? How's that chemistry? I mean, you just don't know because it's pretty new, right?
A lot of new, yeah.
Right. Defensive staff, that side of the room, I think you don't worry about it. I mean, Chenander and that group has been together. They don't have to have long discussions about what they're going to do. Now, in their 5th year together, the discussions are shorter. Offense they're trying something. It's a new look offense. There's a lot to work through there. That to me is what I would characterize as a concern. I still don't know exactly what that offensive line configuration is going to look like. I like the guys involved, but are you going to put them in the right spots? What are you doing with Turner Corcoran? Is Turner Corcoran going to be a tackle, a guard? Hell, he's been mentioned at center.
Yeah.
Right. He's a good player. I have a lot of confidence in Turner Corcoran. They have to make sure that they put him in the right spot. I don't know where that's going to be. So, yeah, there's I'll tell you what, though. These guys they brought in are high-level dudes. O'Shawn Mathis, Devin Drew, Stephon Wynn. Hell, I sat with Kane Williams yesterday. They have the right sort of mindset coming in, especially, I would say, especially Mathis and Wynn. Grown men, they're not coming in here. They're being very cautious about how they acclimate themselves to the program. They're not coming in, hey man, I'm the dude. No, they're not coming in that way. Both of them said that, no, I can't do that. Stephon Wynn said at Alabama, they get transfers, but those guys don't come in and say, hey, I'm here. Let's roll. No, you can't do it that way. Players won't buy it. Even Wynn coming from Alabama, he says he's got to tread lightly. He's got to listen to the guys, and he's got to prove himself. He's only been here since June 10th. Okay? He's got to go through the grind and prove himself in August before he can be a leader. O'Shawn Mathis is the same way. O'Shawn Mathis is what you want for sure as a player, but he doesn't think of it that way. Like he feels like he's got to come in and listen to the guys, and then prove himself in these workouts, prove himself in August before he can say, okay, I'm gonna help lead this team. They got the right guys. Not everything, but it looks like it's falling into place. We'll see what happens in Dublin, though.
From Greg in Myrtle Beach.
Greg, I was wondering about Greg.
I haven't heard from Greg.
Yeah, Greg, I got to tell you, I was thinking about you yesterday. I was like, wow, we haven't heard from Greg.
Yeah. Greg's in the text line at 402-464-5685. He says, the real culture is poor coaching, lousy development, inferior recruiting, and underachieving. That's why they lose two out of every 3 games, home or away.
Well, you want to see it start shifting.
Can that shift, though, Greg? Do you believe that could shift?
You seem to believe that it's shifting.
I just think they can't get more. I mean, I think 3 wins is the rock bottom.
It's a strange 3 wins season,
which is tough to put that out in the ether. You know, people can say, well, 0, 1, or 2 wins is possible.
Do you agree with me that, yes, it could get worse if they make a change? It could get worse before it gets better. They weren't that bad last year, by the way. You know that.
But they went 3-9.
3-9 is somewhat misleading, in my opinion. And that's my opinion. It wasn't a devastating Mike Riley 2017 type season where they were just getting waylaid, right? Waylaid. Waylaid
out
by some mediocre teams like Minnesota.
Yeah. Demery Croft still running today.
Yeah.
Crappy quarterback.
Yeah.
Still running.
Looked like Gale. He looked like Gale Sayers.
Yeah, and he's a crappy quarterback.
Not on that day.
No, he should have been a Heisman contender that day. 464-5685. John, hang on. Doc says this. It can definitely shift the program, but not under Frost, in my opinion.
Well, that's an opinion. I don't think that's a widespread opinion, by the way. It can shift. I think it's shifting. Now, you got to see proof, though. And we're in that type of season. Every game's that type of season now. It was kind of that way last year, but it's more so this year. Definitely more so this year. He got whacked. His contract got whacked. He's up. His back's against the wall. The first 6 games are going to be very important for Scott Frost's future as a head coach. We all know that. But I think it's shifting. The beautiful thing is we're going to see it. We're going to see if it is. It's going to be interesting.
And it all starts in Dublin.
But I would reiterate, it can get worse. But I believe it would be because you're making a change. Because that portal, Jake, there's a lot of kids are jumping in if you make that change. I don't even know what to think about that whole discussion. What else are you hearing?
Texter, I think, is not high on Scott Frost. Says, I don't think it would get worse than 3-9 with the coaching change.
Well, first of all, mathematically, obviously, it could get worse.
You usually have a couple easy non-conference games.
Okay. I'm telling you, though. Yeah, tell that to Lance Leipold. I mean, yeah, Kansas, it can get worse.
Doc is back again.
Yes, Doc.
Doc
DOCK.
is on fire today. DOC
Yes.
case. It shouldn't take for your job to be on the line to make big changes. That's exactly what Scott Frost did. So if he was really serious, he would have to make changes when it was clear he wasn't going to work after the second year.
Well, I mean, yes and no. Clearly, he believed in what he was doing out of the gate, and then his line of thinking had to change. For instance, with his assistant coaches, I think, Doc, that there was obviously a period of time, specifically after UCF went undefeated, where he thought he had the right staff. That can change after you land in a situation where it becomes pretty evident that it wasn't you didn't have the right offensive line coach, for instance. You didn't know that right off. And you weren't even positive. I mean, think about, Jake, the pandemic season. They went to Rutgers and ran the ball very well. So you don't make a move at offensive. If he would have made the move with his offensive line coach after the pandemic season, the 220 season, would you have said, they ran the ball really well at
one game?
Well, it wasn't just one game, but they ran the ball
They
pretty
ran it really well for one game. Really well.
Really?
So it'd be understandable to say, well, that was a nice game, but the whole season.
But if he would have made a move, it would have been kind of curious at that point, I think.
The season was still a loss. I mean, the season was bad.
Right.
No, so it wouldn't have been that shocking, even with one
I
good
didn't say
game.
shocking. It would have been like, I think it would
I
have been,
disagree a little bit.
I think a
The
lot
run
of
game
people would
wasn't
have
that
said,
good
you got to
that
give Austin a chance here. I mean, I think a lot of
That'd
people
be
would
a
have said
fourth
that.
year,
Now,
which it
right,
was,
right,
it was. He got a
right,
fourth year.
Right. And then it became evident. Scott made the change when it became glaringly evident that there needed to be a change. But he thought, and erroneously, that he had the right staff coming out of UCF. He didn't.
Well, he's fortunate to get a fifth year with all that
Of course he is.
being said.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, you say that, though. You remember the conversation when Scott was hired.
I don't care what it was. Yeah, we were wrong.
7-year runway.
Right. With the ideal that in the first 4 years you'd make a bowl game in one of them.
I get it.
They were a preseason top 25 team a second year.
Yeah,
after a 4-8 season.
I get it.
The conversation, we can't put that all and say, but you said this. I don't care. I didn't expect 15 and 29 to happen. Nobody said that.
Could you at least acknowledge that you should never do that again?
Yeah.
Say, we're not. Whoever comes in here, I don't care if it's 2023 or 2063. Don't say 7-year runway.
I mean, I think people thought easily by
7-year
4 years he'd have one Big Ten West title at least.
Yeah, no more of that.
And they've won 15
We're going to give
games.
this guy as long as he wants. No. That you can't do that. You can't do that. It's not. You need to feel more heat than that as a head coach. They're saying I got 7 years, guys. I mean, I'm not saying you take it easy, but human nature is not to maybe worry about things as much as you should be. That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. When we come back, Rob Gronkowski bids farewell again to the NFL.
And you asked a good question. Is he the best tight end to ever play the game? I will have an answer on that.
We'll discuss that next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
MaxTan is celebrating 29 years with some Max-tastic birthday sales. Get 50% off unlimited tanning, sun, and spray with no contract and no sign-up. MaxTan celebrates 29 years with you. With 4 Lincoln locations, take your tan to the max at MaxTan.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff@brokersinsurancene.com.
The new 18-hole course is now open at Adventure Golf Center. You knew them before for their 36 holes, and now experience a brand new style of miniature golf with par 3s, 4s, and 5s. It's a new concept to the Midwest with holes longer than before and unique hazards throughout the course. And it's fun for golfers of all ages and skill levels. Plus, there's a bar on the course that serves alcohol. Try the new 18-hole course today at Adventure Golf Center at 56th and Old Cheney.
Take your next step and join us for a Discovery Day at Southeast Community College. In Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, you'll get more information on the nearly 60 career and technical programs we offer, what financial aid is available, take a campus tour, and see our new buildings, and talk with actual students and faculty. We'll even buy you lunch. It's time to start thinking about what's next. For more information and to register, go to southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC. Your path to possible.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate. I present the fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision, but did the fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's fruitcake is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Skies will gradually clear, and by later this afternoon, we'll top out near 89. A south-southeast wind at around 15. We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly late tonight towards tomorrow morning with a low of 66. We will continue on with that chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of around 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We're on the air. Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay. Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rob Gronkowski is retiring from the NFL for a second time, Sip. I wonder if we believe him or if we'll pull Tom Brady and come back again, who's retired.
Gronk. So, yeah, Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, already saying, this is Gronk's agent, already saying, he's retired, but if Tom Brady were to call him, he might be able to coax him out. So how long is this going to last?
I don't know. It's all ridiculous. The thing is, Gronkowski's like, I don't want to do a whole season. I don't want to go through training camp, basically. He's not saying this verbally, but this is what this means. I'm not going through the training camp. I'm not going through the first part of the season. If I need to be there for the second part, hey, I'll stay in shape somewhat. Let's make this happen.
The other part of this is I'm not sure. I mean, wouldn't you say that Tampa Bay is in pretty good shape with the receiver core and tight
Yes.
ends that they have?
Yes.
Cameron Brate.
Yep. Okay, he's a good tight end.
Yeah, they drafted a
And
guy.
O.J. Howard too.
And they drafted a guy from Washington. They drafted that kid from Minnesota too. And you got Evans in the
Mike Evans.
Yeah, you got Evans in the red zone, right? It's not a horrific blow to Tampa Bay's offense, in my opinion.
No, well, Gronk's not the same guy he was. He's obviously getting older. He was good last year, but not by any means what he used to be.
He's been incredible though.
Yeah, he has. And to the tune of 92 career regular season touchdowns. In 11 seasons, Sip, he was a 5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first team All-Pro. And again, 92 career touchdowns, also 15 in the postseason. 15 postseason touchdowns.
Yeah, 92 touchdowns touchdown catches since 2010 is the most of anybody in that period.
That's averaging 9 per year, basically.
Yeah, he had
It's
18
crazy.
of them, and I believe it was a 211 or 212.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's
18?
insane. Yeah, say that number again. Yeah, 18 in a season. Yeah. All right, now, as far as is he the best tight end to ever play the game, I think that's a resounding no.
Okay.
I think you would have to say Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez is going to be the top contender for that title. And Tony Gonzalez was excellent for the Chiefs and the Falcons in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he created matchup problems, obviously, and you would say that Tony Gonzalez revolutionized schemes on both sides of the ball. And statistically, has far and away the greatest resume of anyone who ever played the position. You can't give it to Gronk. Gronk was a little injury prone, right?
Yep, he was.
And that's probably the main reason you can't give it to him. If he were healthy for all of, you could probably make a case where you would put him over Tony Gonzalez. You can't. Antonio.
I think that's another good comparison. I mean, those are both guys that would be contending for that
Right.
title of top tight end. I think Tony Gonzalez is ahead of Antonio Gates.
Yes.
But Antonio Gates was awesome also.
Yeah, you'd have to really, really, really do a great job of convincing me that Gronkowski belongs ahead of Gonzalez. I'd listen more closely to Gronkowski over Gates.
Tony Gonzalez played 17 seasons in the NFL. The most touchdowns he ever had in a season was 11. So Gronk had 18 that one year.
Yeah, but that's in 1 year.
Tony had 3 seasons of 10 plus touchdowns of 17. 111 touchdowns total. He also was a 6-time All-Pro.
Yeah.
Gronk 4-time All-Pro.
I think you just give it to Gonzalez.
Now, Gonzalez played longer,
Yeah.
but who was more dominant when they played?
I don't know.
Because, if we're going over numbers, longevity is going to favor Tony Gonzalez. He
Right.
played 6 more seasons. But who was more dominant when they were at their peak? 18 touchdowns in a season is a ton.
Right. I'm still going Gonzalez. Sorry.
And I love Tony. This is not me taking a shot. Tony Gonzalez is amazing. Amazing player. But who was the most dominant?
No. I mean, I'm taking Gonzalez. Gonzalez, probably you could make a case for him as being dominant too. Dave Casper. I'm looking at an Athlon Sports ranking of the greatest NFL tight ends. Dave Casper is the player I grew up following and thinking he was the standard. He's number 11 on the list, but he was the premier tight end in pro football during the 70s. DP would have obviously remembered Dave Casper. He was a Raider. He's an incredible tight end. Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say he didn't revolutionize anything. There were tight ends in the league, but he was incredible.
What about Kellen Winslow?
Yeah, incredible. He would be on this
Was he
list
the
that
best
I'm
of your
seeing.
generation?
Here's what this list says: Gonzalez number 1,
Okay.
Antonio Gates number 2, Gronk 3,
Okay.
Shannon Sharp.
Okay. Shannon Sharp.
4.
Sure. I'm fine with that.
Kellen Winslow 5.
Okay.
Ozzie Newsome, older
Okay.
gentleman, played at Cleveland from 78 to 90. Ozzie Newsome 6. Mike Ditka 7. John Mackey 8 from the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
Jason Witten,
Okay.
9.
Cowboys. Yeah.
Yeah, played one season in Las Vegas.
Forgot about that.
Travis Kelce, 10. Kelsey's tough.
He's got to be in the top 10. I mean, he's been incredible.
Does he have to be in the top 10?
I think so. I mean,
because Casper's
look
11.
at Travis Kelce's numbers. Yeah. With Mahomes plus I think a little bit of Alex Smith. They're just incredible every year. He's over 1,000 yards every year, basically.
Gino weighs in. Gino. Hold on, I just lost it. Travis Kelce is no slouch. He's making a run at that title, meaning all-time best. Yeah, he's got a long way. I think Gino, he's got a long way. Casper, 11. And 12, Greg Olson, 12.
I like Greg Olson.
13, Jackie Smith, 60s and 70s. 14, I'll stop at 15, by the way. Jimmy Graham, 14.
Jimmy Graham was a beast with the Saints and the Seahawks for a while.
Right? 5-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham, 5-time Pro Bowler. Then Jerry Smith, who DP would know, a Washington tight end, 65 to 77. That's your top 15.
Jimmy Graham. Yeah, Jimmy Graham he was really, really, really good for a long time.
So Gronk, I don't
Still
know.
around, by the way.
Yeah. Gronk, you're not taking too seriously this retirement, it doesn't seem like.
No, I don't think he can. If his agent's already saying that if Tom Brady calls him mid-season and says he want to come back, I mean, come on.
Well, he might call him in August too. I mean, you don't know when that call is going to get made, but you don't even know if it's going to get made. But Drew Rosenhaus already hinting that it could happen now, because Gronk isn't the type of guy that gets wildly out of shape either.
No,
he seems like one of those guys that just stays in shape.
He's a workout guy.
Yeah.
Fitness dude.
Yeah.
It's fun, but he stays pretty fit.
Married to the very beautiful Camille Kostek. That helps keep him in shape.
Yes, I'm sure that it does.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Man.
Is there anything? Is it? Hopefully, it's game show
Somebody
time.
says that Kelce is number 2 already in there.
Okay, nope, I would not say
Travis
that.
Kelce is going to be in that conversation when all is said and done, but he's not ahead of right now any of Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, or Rob Gronkowski.
Okay, I agree.
You can put him ahead of Shannon Sharp if you want to, but that's a lot. It's a lot to do.
Or really, you're putting him ahead of Winslow. I'm not ready to do
Winslow
that
was
either.
stud,
Yeah, he was a freak.
That was before my time, but I'm aware of what he did.
No, I'm not putting Kelce in the top 5. Sorry, not. All
Don't
right,
forget Vernon Davis either.
Let's play the game show.
464-5685. Call the Takedown Sip and Trivia. He is 1-1 on the week. You won yesterday resoundingly.
Yes.
You had, forget what the topic was, but you did well on
It was running
backs,
yeah.
all-time running back franchise leaders
Yeah.
in NFL.
Yeah.
You did well. Today is a wild card Wednesday.
Do not do world capitals.
We are
please.
not doing that. Actually, I got songs for you today. I forgot to do
Okay,
this yesterday.
this is fun.
Yeah. The topic today, since it is a wild card Wednesday, is summer songs.
Okay.
These songs also, they all mention summer in them. I have got audio for you here.
Oh, this is fun.
So if you can name the artists or bands who sang these summer songs, call us up right now. 464-5685. Shut Up Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the Takedown Sip and Trivia. How do you feel, Sip, about summer songs today?
I'm going to tell you something right now. I feel really good. Good luck to the caller. Good luck, because you're going to need it. I feel great about this.
I think he's 19-15, Gus. You got yesterday. You won yesterday. 19-15 is the record.
Thank you,
1-1
Gus.
in the week. Brett, how do you feel about summer songs today?
Not that great, but let's do it.
All right.
let's
Hey,
do it.
Brett, thanks for calling. We appreciate that.
All right, Brett, first question goes to you. Who sang this summer song?
And we were trying different things, and we were smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song. thinking about tomorrow, singing Sweet Home Alabama.
That song is called All Summer Long. Who sang that for a 1-0 lead, Brett?
Kid Rock.
Yeah, that was a layup.
He says it like, that was too easy.
That was a layup.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey,
I'm glad you gave
you
Brett
can
a
get
layup.
layups once in a while.
Yeah,
all right?
I know you do. You
Okay,
give me layups sometimes.
Sip for the tie. Who sang this summer song? Popular song. Here we go.
In the summertime, when the weather is high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find.
That song is called In the Summertime.
It's a strange name. I'm close on this.
Oh, don't tell him.
Yeah.
I DP mouthed it, but yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't see
I didn't
that.
see him.
I saw it.
It's so close.
5 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
Mungo Jerry.
Oh, Mungo
Bam.
Jerry found it.
Yeah,
he
bam,
dug deep
bam.
and got Mungo Jerry.
Yeah, Mungo.
All right, Brett.
Woo!
For the lead,
That was
your
close.
last question. Who sang this summer song for a 2-1 lead?
I can see you, your brows get shining in the sun. You got your hair combed back, sunglasses.
It's a good song.
Like it, Belton.
I can tell you,
My love for you will still be strong.
Trying to distract Brett. All right, Brett. That song is called The Boys of Summer. Who sang that for a 2-1 lead?
I don't know.
Oh, Brett,
No-
you're in trouble.
No guess, Brett? Nothing at all? Okay, we'll give
I
you
don't have one.
give you the horn.
Brett, that surprises me. It's a
Yeah, he got Kid Rocky's.
iconic name from the state of California, Don Henley.
Don Henley is correct. A 2-1 lead. Sip for the win. If you miss this, though, Brett can steal and go to the tiebreaker. Last one, Sip for the win. Who sang this summer song?
Got it.
That song is called School's Out. Who sang that for the victory and a
That
2-1 start to the win?
Is an iconic song that I would often think about in the month of August. That is Alice Cooper.
And that is 2 straight wins, a 20-15 record, and 2-1 on the week. Congrats, Sip. Brett, thanks for calling in. I'll get you a bag on the coffee, but calling down the road.
Hey, Bip.
Yes.
Oh, he
I thought he was going to say, "Hey, Sip, shut up." I thought he was going to
well,
say
he can't.
that.
He lost, though. He can't.
You can.
You can't say shut up if you don't win.
Well, I think people do. That was a good. Hey, I like that. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good
I
game
put work
show.
into that one.
Yeah, you
I had to
did.
get all the clips cut. For
Yeah,
me.
you did.
You want to guess how old Alice Cooper is?
Sure, he's old. 74.
Oh, on the dot.
74.
On the dot.
Yeah.
2 dings for that. Look at that. 3 dings for that.
That's strong. That's
74
strong.
is correct.
I wasn't positive on that, but I knew he was in that area, obviously. 74.
And you would have had Kid Rock. You would have had all 4.
Yeah, I
you
would've
had
had
all
all
5
yeah.
questions
Mungo Jerry-
correct.
Mungo Jerry tested me.
Yeah, you had to go to the inner
I
depths of your
did.
brain.
Yeah. I don't know how I hung in there and got that.
Well,
but
congrats.
yeah,
You
thank
did, and you've won 2 straight games, and it feels good.
you love that.
Yeah, I
song.
think you've got three questions right the last 2 days, too.
Yeah. Incredible.
You would have got 4, I believe, because if you got the caller's question, you would have had it.
Yeah, 20
How
and
about this?
15.
He's on a roll.
20 and 15.
On a roll.
I'm trying to be strong going into Dublin.
It's
Basically.
2 months away.
Come quick. It'll be here quick.
2 months of strength over there.
Yeah.
I wish you.
All right. Well, you know I need to get going here.
Yes, the spillover with DP and J is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
The weather in Nebraska is unpredictable every day, and that's no fun when you're trying to golf. Double Eagle Golf in West Lincoln is now open to let you play in perfect indoor conditions daily. Double Eagle Golf has 5 simulator bays to hit in, by far the most in Lincoln. It has a fully stocked bar with beers and cocktails for you to enjoy while you play. Double Eagle Golf is open each weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so you can start the day there, take a client over lunch, or end the night with friends. Check out Double Eagle Golf today inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Skies will gradually clear, and by later this afternoon, we'll top out near 89. A south-southeast wind at around 15. We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly late tonight towards tomorrow morning with a low of 66. We will continue on with that chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of around 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it, a research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
The new 18-hole course is now open at Adventure Golf Center. You knew them before for their 36 holes, and now experience a brand new style of miniature golf with par 3s, 4s, and 5s. It's a new concept to the Midwest with holes longer than before and unique hazards throughout the course. And it's fun for golfers of all ages and skill levels. Plus, there's a bar on the course that serves alcohol. Try the new 18-hole course today at Adventure Golf Center at 56th and Old Cheney.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Take your next step and join us for a Discovery Day at Southeast Community College. In Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, you'll get more information on the nearly 60 career and technical programs we offer, what financial aid is available, take a campus tour, and see our new buildings, and talk with actual students and faculty. We'll even buy you lunch. It's time to start thinking about what's next. For more information and to register, go to southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC. Your path to possible.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This.
Well, good morning, little brother.
Is Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is this the Cars?
It is no. This is the
This is
Hooters.
the Cars.
This is the Hooters. It was the Cars the other day. This is the Hooters.
I'm a day late and $1 short.
Yes, you
know
are.
what I'm saying?
This is not the Cars.
Look at Russ
You
Russ
said that.
Holstein's kinfolk back there. Look
Yeah,
at
there
him.
he is. Yeah, that's him.
He does not have
with
the,
his hair like that. He looks like the dog from the cartoons.
Yes,
that was the shepherd.
He does, and he does
the
not.
shepherd. Like
Yes,
the
he
shepherd?
does.
He looks
does.
like the.
That's his
the-
new nickname.
Gus. Like the one that
Gus.
the one that punched in. The one that would punch in. Hey George. Hey Gus.
Hey, that's him, Gus, the shepherd. That's what we're gonna call him, the shepherd. He does not. Gus does not
You can't even
have.
see through his hair.
Yeah.
right now.
He does not have the All-American Nebraska haircut. He doesn't have the high and tight.
Oh. What's up,
He
Gus?
has the laid low.
That's a lot from two guys who wear hats every day.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
yeah.
Hello.
Take it off. Let's see what you're working with.
Hey, listen.
Oh,
God made
gosh, what are you
perfect,
doing?
perfectly shaped heads. Just don't play with it. Don't play with it. You
Gosh,
you
what
don't
are you
have the
doing?
head
He
shape.
does
to
have
be in
a
that
G-
space.
he does.
God made the perfect. Like, he put hands on his head.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Gus.
Yeah, see, Gus, see, I keep a hat on there because I've always had the ability to always headbutt people that just always would make fun of my head.
I'll make fun of your head.
There was a guy down at Iguanas, and I walked out of there one time, and he came up to me. He's like, "Man, you got a big old head," and I proceeded to headbutt him.
Did you?
I could see that.
Somebody?
I could actually see
that.
that.
He was hammered, but then he was asleep after that.
Yeah, why would he tell you that?
Yeah,
He was
Yeah,
hammered.
Weird thing to say.
It was back when we'd always wear the black leather coats, and that's when you thought you
Oh.
were tough. You know, back then.
Yeah, you had the black
I
leather.
did
didn't
have
you?
it, and I got it from my dad and my uncles, right? So they would come to the
You
games.
look like that. to
They
me.
would come to the games, Well, first of all, I think they got it from my grandfather, Billy Foreman, who we used to call Hughes. His middle name was Houston, or like when he'd go down and he'd be ready to go tear some stuff, they call him Big Red, right?
Yeah.
Sit for you. For us fair-skinned brothers, when we get hype, we turn that color right there. So call him Big
Is
Red.
that right? Is that
So
right?
there's a story of there was a guy that was messing with my Aunt Lulu. So it was I think my great aunt. And so he had just got off of work he worked at Fort Detrick, which is a pretty well-known Army base in Frederick, Maryland, or in the United States, I think it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
They said he put on his black trench coat. And so he said, this is his, kicking, trench coat, and proceeded to walk down Old Saint Street. So you'd have to be at Frederick. So it'd be essentially walking from 9th and O to 10th and O, or something, and proceeded to do his thing. So then when my dad used to come to the winter games, it would always be my dad, Uncle Butch, whose name's Francis. He's named after my grandfather, and my Uncle Blood, who we talked about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Those three would always be and Uncle Larry, who was kind of like the Don, who kind of laid the foundation for African Americans in the Frederick County to go outside of HBCUs, what they're called now, like he encouraged my uncle to go to Cincinnati, and he kind of like got my grandfather to understand that going down to University of Miami with all those guys, it would be that, his kids would survive. So those four would show up at games, after October, when it starts getting cold. Black trench coats at every Friday practice. Literally would walk. Literally, black cowboy boots, jeans, sweater, black trench coats, and would just be out there. I know Coach Osmond was like,
Did you have a black trench coat on or just a black jacket?
Black leather
trench coat.
It came down
You
to
had
about
the trench coat on?
It didn't go all the way down, but it was.
Whoa.
Yeah. That was about $200 in my per diem.
I was a
You were dressed up.
I was
Wilson
a black trench
leather.
coats guy. Yeah,
I got it. I got Wilson. Remember, was it Wilson leather?
You were
Yeah.
dressed up for that place. Where are you walking out of? You say iguanas?
Yeah, but it was cold.
It was dressy.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
wear
but it
that
was-
downtown.
It was cold.
I'm with Sippin. I wouldn't wear that downtown.
Do you wear that with tennis shoes?
Probably.
Swag.
Probably.
It's
Probably.
such-
And they were
questionable.
team issued too.
Right. That's the, yeah. If
Makes
they were
sense.
nice tennis shoes,
There
they
were
probably are.
there were some probably like black Nikes or something.
Makes sense. It was like I'm surprised that Nebraska
We were
didn't
sponsored
go.
by Adidas.
Did you guys do the black leather jacket, the Husker leather jackets? Did you guys have those?
I think we got one for a bowl
Like,
game.
you got one, right?
Yeah, it was some maybe
Team
I
issue
think,
leather?
No, I think the bowl gifts. I think
Oh,
Fiesta Bowl they gave
yeah.
us one.
Really?
The team didn't. That was all like Apex or Starter when we were.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
easy.
this was. I think I don't even know if I bought it at Wilson. I mean, listen, the leather, the ability to keep out the coldness was. I mean, this thing was about this thin.
Yeah.
I mean, pump the brakes. Now it wasn't a real leather coat. It was kind of like all for. It was pleather. I didn't want to tell on myself.
I miss that. That's what I miss about being around the NFL teams because you would get those leather jackets with the logo on them.
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
The players would always, and then
those were-
when Players Inc.
Yeah.
came out with the leather jackets.
Those were pretty sweet.
I've got one in the closet. I might as well. I should give that to you. Because I don't think I could.
What team is it?
It's players, so it's the Players
It
Association.
used to be the players. The NFLPA was called Players Inc. and they had like a logo. So what they did was that this is what you paid all those like union dues for. It'd always be the running joke. The union dues were so expensive, and then you would get like a card, which was great if you wanted to get into.
If you want to get into a club, all you do is flash NFL player,
right? And then you would get a hat and a T-shirt. Generally, if you ordered a 2X, it would be 1X after one wash,
right?
And you would get a leather coat.
If you paid your union,
and you get the black hat.
It's not
you get the black hat.
It's already out of your check. Don't worry about.
Yeah.
They're going to get their dues.
Yeah.
No matter once you get on the roster for 2 weeks, those dues are coming.
It's coming out.
But those jackets those are door openers.
Those
jackets were door openers, man.
Yeah. They were sweet.
Is it just brown leather?
No, it's black leather, and it's kind of like
I'll bring it in tomorrow.
Yeah, and the Players Inc. thing is kind of perforated or whatever you call it.
I want to see this.
Oh, it's an eye catcher.
I want
to
see that.
Like if you wanted,
they had some old school swag back
have
then.
yours?
No,
that maybe be a
but the
relic
best thing
somewhere.
I ever got from
was Hamilton.
I don't remember, but you know one of the best gifts I ever got.
Carl Banks.
Carl Banks had,
Yeah.
You know one of the and they used to call him Big Daddy Hamilton. 75 used to always. I mean, he wore his out. I mean, he wore his every time you'd see him. But one of the best gifts I ever got was from Dan Marino.
Hello.
It's simple here. Okay, look. So I met Dan Marino at a very young age. Like, so when my dad retired, he played in a celebrity golf tournament for Jim Kelly. He had all the famous Miami Hurricane alums along with all the quarterbacks.
Sweet.
So I was able to be exposed to that. So we go down to the bowl game in 1994, against Miami.
Miami, yeah.
And I'm redshirted.
Okay.
We sneak out of the hotel. And
Of course you did.
Well, I'm not playing.
I'm just
New
saying.
Year's.
Of course you
I'm not.
So we're going down.
playing.
We're down to Coconut Grove, and there's a party. Dan Marino happens to get us in there, and I pulled hey dude, do you remember me from 5 years ago? And I said, hey, we were in Buffalo. He was like, holy crap, this is you. End up getting us into the club. Now I won't say. I won't divulge whether we made curfew or not. Most likely not. But
Who's we?
I'm not telling that. That's come on now.
I crossed the line. I crossed the line.
I'll do my time, right? I'm that guy.
I crossed the line. You were sneaking out as a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, T.O., I hope you're not listening.
How was Dan Marino out and about? Was he pretty cool?
Well, yeah. To me, he was. I mean, he was great. And so, fortunate enough, I go to Buffalo, right? And obviously, we play against them. And people, I don't know if it was Nick and Rico or later some afternoon yesterday, they were talking about who the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I tell people all the time, the best.
What do you tell them?
The best quarterback that I saw throw the football and play
is
Dan Marino.
He's a stud.
Hey,
He was awesome.
hey, listen, and I don't care about Super Bowls and all, and I get it.
Why is that? Why is he the separator? Why do you say that?
'Cause, dude, the way he threw the football is significantly different than anybody I saw play. I mean, it was effortless.
It was.
And here's why. Because we played them on Monday night down in Miami, hot as Hades. And I guess that Buffalo hadn't won down there in umpteen years. Dan Marino just off his Achilles. Nike had made him the shoe. It looked like the high top literally was like a block.
Like a boot, man.
It was right.
A boot.
Yeah, I remember that.
They're ready to run him out of town.
I remember that.
The Mark twins are gone. They had OJ McDuffie.
Yep.
And I think Irvin Fryer was down, but they were kind of like, oh, they aren't very good. He came out and went 23 or 24 in the first half. And I think I swear he had 300 yards. I mean, we were tight coverage too.
Yeah.
It's laser. And just to watch the way that he moved in the pocket when he couldn't move, it was amazing. It was graceful. Now, granted,
he had the quickest release in the history of football.
Yeah. Did he? Is that what it was?
Oh, yeah. And it was like this.
Because it was off his ear.
It was like,
and it came off his hand different than anybody else.
And it didn't matter if it was cold or windy. It didn't affect him. And
big dude.
And I remember,
bigger than you think.
Oh yeah, big dude. And I remember being in the limo with him, and they were all arguing about who has the best arm, right? Bubby Brister. I remember Jim Kelly, John Elway, and it came down to him and John Elway, and Dan Marino looked.
And they were different.
And he's like, it's all on this right arm. And Dan Marino's right arm was just now. Granted, I'm 10 or 12 years old, look huge. Well, anyways, we play him, and we end up beating him. I come up to him after the game. I was like, hey, dude, do you remember me from like 4 years ago? It's like, I'm Jay Foreman. Chuck Foreman's my dad. He was like, he looked at me like, I can't believe you're here. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm here either, right? So then we play him in Buffalo the next, and it's colder. And this is when he was doing isotoner,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Isotoner gloves.
Right.
And gloves.
And it was always one of my favorite commercials. Yeah. And next thing you know, after we played him in Buffalo, he sent me like
isotoners?
Yeah, isotoner. I still got him to this day.
Really?
Still got him.
That's incredible.
Still got him.
Amazing. That's incredible.
All started with a limo ride, getting in at Coconut Grove, and I got like 6
You're
pairs
too humble.
of Isoms.
Yeah, he's too humble. Jay's too humble. Yeah, I always forget that you have that side of you. You played so many years because you're humble. I got to remind myself sometimes.
Goes back. Well,
Foreman
first of all,
played
to be honest with you,
Yeah.
let's be honest. And the best compliment I ever have, not the best compliment, but one of the best compliments I ever got. I was in the Minneapolis airport, actually on a layover going to Charlotte, and a guy and his son, who at that is about my age, but he was a little older, was a high school coach that I must have played against. And he came up to me and he said, congratulations and all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'd already been done playing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I got to be honest with you. I never thought you were going to make it. Right?
Really?
Well, and I was taken back, but I was like, well, thank you. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean it as, you exceeded you and really put in the work, so, look, I didn't come here I was in the class with Grant Wistrom
I know.
and all those guys. So I was just kind of slid underneath the radar.
Kind of but partly because you're low maintenance. I mean, you didn't demand much.
Well, what has high maintenance ever got anybody?
I know. You just did your thing. You just did your thing.
But he's still look
low maintenance.
Real talk. He's still Chuck Foreman's baby boy to me. Like that like a real.
See, this is
look.
You're old.
Look,
DP.
just look, and that's not a thing everybody gets.
No, I know.
So I take pride when you say you old. Look, I'll be 60 next month.
I wear it with pride too.
I'm cool with all that, but in Frederick, Maryland, DC,
you
in that space,
it is a badge of honor back there. Yeah,
the Foremans mattered, and I think it's hilarious that we end up in the same space.
Right?
Yeah, because. Because a lot of my youth was hearing the stories of Chuck Foreman.
I've told Jay, my brother had a poster of Chuck Foreman on his wall. My older brother was a huge Vikings fan, and Chuck Foreman was the shit.
Like he was.
I didn't say it, Jake.
Almost had to dump it. Jake, you're a little slow in the dump.
No, he's not. He never has to worry. He never has to worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know DP.
I mean, that era.
Yeah, we're older dudes.
Of runners and a style of running.
Yeah, Jake knows I like that kind of back. Bigger back, slashing back. Chuck Foreman was a bigger back.
He was a tight end playing running back.
Big back.
But it's just, what's funny
who led the league in receiving. Like
you're right.
It's different. That was the move.
Right.
And so when I heard about Chuck's son.
Here.
Yeah, then you became a little more curious about how he was going to carry that name, because sometimes the name is too heavy for people.
Right. I think the best thing I did is not. Well, you know what? We kind of played running back
because you played running back, by the way.
Yeah, I could have played running back.
You haven't seen the high school video of Jay Foreman.
But Nebraska is one of the places that. Hey, Coach Osborne was like, you can play running back, you can play receiver, which I'm not here to block. This is not what I'm doing. Okay, pump the brakes there, Coach. I love you, Coach Brown. Okay, it's cool. You got me to, but I'm not here to be rolling on the ground and cut blocking for 15 catches a year. I'm not. That's just not me. All right, I can add more value to that. And then I'd only got to play 4 games of defense in high school because the easy thing is just put him at running back, let him do his thing. And that's kind of like how I got on the radar, and in Iowa did too, and those are the only mainly 2 schools in Miami or whatever.
What about them?
were kind of looking at me on defense, not just solely your dad's Chuck Foreman. You only can play running back. Like the other schools were kind of,
Who did it come down to?
Miami, Iowa, and Nebraska.
Miami, Iowa. Jake, Iowa.
You're so built for Miami. That's
But they went on Pell Grant probation, so that kind of eliminated them. And they were kind of lazy in recruiting. And I came down here and I felt like I fell in love with it.
So that was Hayden Fry recruiting you.
Yeah, but he was like, really what it came down to?
What?
Here's what it came down to. I think his Triplett and the defensive back coach did a phenomenal job of recruit because they recruited me early.
Triplett
was the running back coach.
Okay.
Their DB coach, I forget his name. So they were ahead of Nebraska early on, truly recruiting, phone calls and all that other stuff. So, okay, it's cool. Then they came up and they watched me play basketball. Had a great visit down there. Had some friends that I went to high school with that their parents that went there. So they, again, but I had a friend that I went to high school that was a big Nebraska fan as well. So it came, you go to the visits and, kind of, I wouldn't say, maybe it's even Steven, but Nebraska's about to play Florida State, right? So whenever they were going to leave for the bowl game, Coach Osborne came up a day or two before they were leaving, or maybe he left for Minneapolis, and the weather was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Had our in-home visit. So Huskers were last. Notre Dame was early, then Northwestern. I don't think I could have gotten either one or survived 4 years because I had a friend that went to Notre Dame and he flunked out and just never made it, right? Because they wouldn't redshirt. Oh. They were like, get you. And I knew I needed it. I never lifted weights before.
Mm-hmm.
Came down to Hayden Fry didn't come up. So here's what I looked at it like. I looked at it like, here is a coach going to play a national championship, ideally to win his first one. There's a lot more important things going on because I'm thinking as just like a 18-year-old kid, 17, 18-year-old kid, my focus would be, I got to go do this. I'm not going to worry about going to see Jay Foreman. I didn't understand recruiting, but for him to take the time and there was nobody, maybe he was going to stop and see, Lane Kiffin or nothing, but he came to my house and it was 9:00 at night. Okay. Late.
How bad was the weather?
It was bad because,
snowy.
Yeah, and I think it was a half a day. If it's a half a day of school in Minneapolis,
bad weather.
It's 2 days off here. Yeah. So they got in.
True.
He came to visit me before it either had to leave from there to go to the bowl game, so forth and so on. Hayden Fry didn't. And then they tried to come and he's like, well, Hayden Fry would have came in. By that time, dude, it's too late. And then Miami, they'd went in on Pell Grant program. And I knew my dad could come down every game, which he was at every game. Wouldn't be able to do that in Miami, even though that, he didn't talk to me for a couple months, for not going.
That's interesting about Osborne.
He had the shirt ready. He had the Miami shirt ready.
It was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, he had the shirt ready.
Oh, man. Whoa. I mean, I'd been down there. I mean, uncles had been there. I mean, that's a family university. I'd always enjoyed watching the New Year's Day bowl game because we'd always, at that time, Miami had beat Nebraska all the time.
That's interesting. Osborne did that to me.
But that's
what you got to do.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And then they gave me a chance to do and then I came here and luckily enough that, George Darlington told me I wasn't going to be good enough to play safety, which probably still up for debate, but and then, we didn't recruit a linebacker at that time, as far as like a guy. So then Kevin Steele, essentially I was his project until, the varsity came in. And it was new to me. I never done it before, but I, knew football.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest is history, So it was kind of one of those things. And this is to get to it for you recruits out there, whether it's Chuck Foreman, because my dad played defensive tackle and tight end in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Defensive tackle and tight end.
Mm-hmm. You imagine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. No.
He goes to Miami and plays defensive end and like a wing back. Mm-hmm. Well, he goes in the spring game. Somebody gets hurt. He ends up, obviously being a first round pick. So don't pigeonhole yourself into what position that you're going to play based on what you're doing against, One Eye Willie and Lump out there on Friday nights. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that you don't show up at a university and saying, hi, my name is Jay Foreman and I'm only going to play wide receiver. You know what I mean? Because there's, whether it's Chuck Foreman, Jay Foreman, Joey Porter, was a, Joey Porter. I mean, there's Warren Sapp, was a tight end, and then somehow Ed Orgeron said, you know what, you need to play defensive tackle. And I was a Hall of Famer as a defensive player. So I mean, there's tons of them. So if you try to think, for you recruits out there and parents or whoever is advising these guys, if you're only pigeonholing yourself into one position at an early age, you could be hurting yourself long term. Because if you're a football player, you want to play. And
yeah. But the other thing about this, the takeaway I have is you had that self-awareness to know you weren't ready, and you were okay with redshirting. That's a good.
I remember
that's a good lesson too.
I remember
Sometimes
the
you're just not
conversation
ready.
with Coach Osborne.
Yeah,
I'd had a good freshman camp, and we had their first scrimmage, and I did well, right? And so they had me running with the twos, and I was kind of like me and Clint Brown. But even Clint Brown, I think he's at Stephen F. Austin, the defensive coordinator. Like he was a senior built, and he was a walk-on. Then Troy Dumas, which was next level.
Yeah,
we're walking on the track, and Coach Osborne, he'd go around talk to everybody, and we had guys that were dead set on playing. And he came up to talk to me and hey, Jay, you're having a good camp, and this is where you're at. We'll get you in special teams. If you don't want a red shirt, you've earned it. So I just pump your brakes, dude. Okay, I need the red shirt because he gave me the option. I was like, listen, you don't.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The conversation has started and ended. I've already had this. I'm cool with red shirt, and I got a ton of work to do because I'm way behind. And then once Coach Osborne, he said good choice, and then he marked on out to somebody else. But
choice.
A lot of guys are so focused on playing early or dressing up. This ain't Halloween. When I put the uniform on, I want to play. And it doesn't matter if it's special teams, kickoff, punt block.
But you knew you weren't quite ready.
No, but when I do play, when I do put the uniform on,
you got to be ready.
I don't need to be a guy to say, hey, Sip, did you see me run out of the tunnel? And then I sat there and drank Gatorade all day. I want to play. And I'll do anything to play. And that's if more kids took that mentality, they'd be, I think, farther along. That's just my 2 cents from an old, washed up player.
It's good 2 cents. It's good 2 cents.
Is it 3? It could be 3
That
cents.
might have been 3 cents.
That might be a whole nickel right there.
That might be.
5
We didn't
cents.
talk to DP about these guys could have weighed in on
I got to
that.
get to an appointment. So
All
let's talk about that tomorrow.
The tight end thing, the all-time best tight ends.
Hold it for tomorrow.
We have two
No,
experts.
Jay and I will talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Stay tuned.
Old School's next for Steve Simple. I'm Jake Sorensen. See you.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round